okay, would you like so-and-so on it? I said, yes, please. She says, all right. I'm like, I'm him. She said, I'm sorry? I said, I'm him. She goes, that's you? I said, yeah. And she was all fired up. Not as fired up as Merdad was when he met Dodger Jano this weekend. But the teenager at Ike's was pretty fired up that one of the people, they've got a bunch of sandwiches named after a bunch of people. But I guarantee, I know because I'm him. I've never gone into an Ike's before. There's one in Berkeley, too. I've never gone in and said, I'm Jim Rome. Please give me the Jim Rome. Yummy. What takes more time? Crafting a take or prepping for an interview guest? Patrick. The answer is yes. I'm number 65 at Ike's. Get it. It's fire. Best Sando ever. Mr. Rome, since you like almonds, do you prefer almond milk over regular milk? Respectfully, Edward Marino. Eddie? Eddie. Respectfully, I can't say it, Edward. You're way too loyal. I was going to say respectfully, Edward, your questions are getting less interesting, but I won't say that. It's impressive how unimpressive they are. It's impressive how uninteresting they are.
Impressive.
But you keep finding your way in, Edward. You're relentless. No, I'm a regular milk guy over an almond milk guy. Hi, Jim. Will the Jim Rome's Big Head Bets podcast come out before TNF? Bella be in Calgary. I got to think so, Bella. We've never done it on a Thursday, and the Big Head's not around today, so I haven't discussed it with him yet, but I've got to think so. I will tell you this, though. We have not decided which games yet we're going to hit. And there you go. Huge call brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Thank you for listening. O'Reilly Auto Parts, they're close, they're convenient, they're known for their guaranteed everyday low prices. Excellent customer service from the professional parts people you know you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com. To finish that thought, thank you for listening. My thanks to my guests. We had Charles Huff, Marshall head football coach. We had BYU quarterback Jaron Hall. You Beefers did a pretty good job. XR4TI, digging deep. Good job. Really good job. And thank you, listeners. Buzz Bissinger is my guest on the Jim Rome podcast. Episode 235 pushing out in the next hour or so. See you tomorrow. We're out.
With no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than deciding to listen to another episode of your favorite podcast. And with no overdraft fees on checking accounts, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
How long does it take to tackle a home project? With Angie, you could cross it off your list before this ad is over. Just tell us what you need, indoor or outdoor, repair or redesign, and we handle the rest, sending a top pro to get it done. You don't have to lift a finger, except to tap the screen or click the mouse. Plus, Angie is free to use. So bring us your next home project, and we'll bring it home. Download the app or go to Angie.com. That's ANGI.com to get started.
Come and explore great shopping in downtown Washington at Naughty Life. Hi, this is Gina from Naughty Life, and new fall merchandise is arriving every day, featuring all the new Yeti products, like the loadout buckets and waterproof dry duffel bags. We have new fall clothes for men, women, and children. At Naughty Life, we have something perfect for any occasion, like new jewelry and a great selection of sunglasses from Costa, Reflect, and RCI. Visit Naughty Life on Main Street in historic downtown Washington, and like us on Instagram and Facebook.
Pirate fans, don't miss out on another exciting Saturday at Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium as East Carolina plays host to the Fighting Camels of Campbell. It will be the first time these two programs have met on the gridiron since 1939. That's 83 years. Tickets in the lower bowl are on sale for as low as $30. Don't wait because tickets are going fast. Call 1-800-DIAL-ECU or go to ECUPirates.com. It's the Fighting Camels and the Pirates at Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium Saturday at 6 o'clock.
Beauty Bar Medispa wants to know if you are ready to fall into beauty. October 7th through the 14th, all services and products will be on sale. Botox, filler, painless laser hair removal, facials, RF microneedling, rejuvenating laser treatments to treat brown spots, wrinkles, texture, veins, and skin tightening. And now, the only facility in the area to offer non-surgical under-eye fat pad treatments. BeautyBarMedispa.com, Red Banks Road, Greenville. Go Pirates!
North Carolina State Parks is proud to announce that they have partnered with the Hometown Strong program. Our visitor centers are now equipped with public Wi-Fi to help kids with school. Remote learning has become a critical public health measure in maintaining social distance and continuing to educate our young people. Take advantage of Wi-Fi and a hike at Goose Creek State Park or a day trip to the beach and access remote learning at Fort Macon State Park. For more information, visit hometownstrong.nc.gov.
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Are you having an event, party, or fundraiser? Call Sparky's to come on site. Remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com to see where they'll be next.
Do you have any real estate questions about buying or selling residential or commercial properties? Are you curious about this current real estate market? Do you need a property manager for all your rental houses? This is proud ECU alum Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty and SD Harris Properties, and I would love to help answer every question you have and show you a real estate experience that will be memorable and enjoyable. Every step of the way, I'm here to make your dreams a stress-free reality. Call me today at 347-1857. That's 347-1857. Go Pirates.
This is John Gavigan with the Gavigan Agency. Our top priority is doing what is best for our members. Whether you are buying a new vehicle, a new home, protecting your family with life insurance, or filing a claim, our agency will be there every step of the way. Our goal is to become a trusted advisor for you and your family for all of your personal and commercial insurance needs. Give us a call in Greenville at 756-1400 for a car, home, business, or life insurance quote today, and give us the opportunity to show you the benefits of doing business with someone who cares.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
There's local politics, bud.
I want to shake his hand. I want to shake his hand. I want to shake his hand.
Was that supposed to be funny?
Get these clowns out of here.
Why would they do that?
You were having a freaking game.
Dude.
It's a cocky bunch, man.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Welcome on in to a Wednesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios. You can check us out today on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We're on 1250, 930. You can find us online, pr927fm.com. And also, watch the show on Facebook Live or YouTube. And as I look at YouTube right now, it looks like we have the date and the guest from yesterday's show. But that's all right. I can overlook that as long as everyone else can. Clip Rock here, Shirley Rhodes, CJ Schaefer, the man of Chandler Honeycutt. Hello, Chandler.
What's up, buddy?
We got a good show today. I'm excited for it.
Who we got?
We got a lot of picking to do.
Yes, we do.
I love picking. I got to tell you. We will make some upset picks here in segment number 1. We've been doing that this college football season. Myself, CJ Chandler, pick a top 10 upset and a top 25 upset. And I've really enjoyed doing that. You know why? I am unblemished. 4-0. Perfect. Chandler's 3-1.
I'll take that.
CJ, 2-2. But better weeks ahead. So we will look at the college football schedule this weekend. What top 10 team will lose, and also a top 25 team that'll lose. We will let you know. Coming up in mere moments, we got a ton of ECU audio to get to. We'll hear from Mike Houston at his weekly press conference. Also, we'll hear from Jack Powers, Jairo Wilson, and who was the third member you talked to yesterday, CJ? Ryan Jones, East Carolina tight end. So got that coming up for you on today's program. Also, the voice Jeff Charles will join us. We'll get his thoughts on ECU ODU and Campbell coming to town. Patrick Mason will join us at 4:30 from the Daily Reflector. And Stephen Igoe at 5 o'clock. We got college football picks with Igoe. We'll have our offensive and defensive MVPs from Saturday, our Bird Up player of the game, best unit, and worst unit. And we'll give out our awards coming up with Igoe in the final hour.
We are all fixed up on YouTube now. We've got it.
Look at this guy.
Corrected up.
Dude.
Look at that. I see the date. I see the name. CJ.
Did you do that without even going off the stream?
Correct.
Wow.
This guy.
Wow.
He's playing at another level right now.
What a bounce back.
And for my efforts, if we could, I see 6 watching now and 2 likes. If we could, please smash that like button.
Thank you, sir. I've already put in the Facebook comments. I don't post in there a lot, but I felt like it was necessary before the show started to let the people know that are entering the classroom, to entering the broadcast stream, to entering the comment section of Facebook and or YouTube, to smash the like and smash the sub, so we don't have to tell you.
Yeah, and
I'm
look,
going ahead and tell you now.
Even if the show stinks, you've got to like CJ's effort there to update the date and the guest on the fly like that. Like it just for that reason, and that reason alone, because that is like-worthy. As Chris Myers would say, that deserves a wow. You know your football team stinks and is in a bad game when Chris Myers is on the call on Fox. I like Chris Myers. I don't love him as a play-by-play guy. He's done a lot with NASCAR over the years.
Doesn't he have the deep voice? This is Chris Myers.
Yeah.
Not the best voice I do, but he's got kind of a deep voice.
I guess, but anyway, Chris Myers was on the call for Washington, Jacksonville the other day. I miss some voices. I miss Dick Stockton. I miss Dick Enberg. Miss a lot of Dicks, apparently.
You want to listen to every Chris Myers touchdown call from the 2020?
No, I do not. No, thank you. But those guys I miss. Vern Lundquist I miss on Saturdays.
Oh, man, 3:30 on CBS.
Hey, I got to tell you, I was watching Inside the NFL last night because if Washington loses, sometimes I'll skip the Sunday night game and just I'll watch some Thrones. I'll watch some other show, catch up on some Datelines. I'll watch anything that doesn't include a football game. But when Washington wins, I watch every single piece of NFL-related content I can find. So I watched NFL Primetime twice yesterday in studio. I watched Inside the NFL last night. Had some live calls from the new Panthers play-by-play voice. Is it Anish Shroff?
Yes, Anish Shroff.
Which you were poo-pooing because you were a Mick Mixon fan. I was not. I like Mick Mixon, the color analyst from when I was a kid. I was not a fan of Mick Mixon, the play-by-play voice. But that was your voice, right?
Yeah, that was my voice.
You grew up on it?
Yes.
So you liked it.
And I liked the way he painted the picture for fans. He was definitely not the most exciting play-by-play guy. Very monotone voice. barely kind of got excited even after touchdowns. Obviously got excited after big touchdowns for big wins and stuff, but really like how Mick Mixon painted the picture for Panthers fans.
And you associated his voice with Panthers football, and good Panthers football.
Yes,
times.
Absolutely.
I heard some highlights. You didn't listen to the game because you were watching it at Tiebreaker Sunday, correct?
Yes.
But the highlights, have you heard the highlights yet?
I have not.
I thought they were good.
Oh, wow. I need to check it out. I did listen to the pregame show on the way to on the way to Tiebreakers, and listening to Anish Shroff interview Matt Rule.
Just felt weird.
Matt Rule, just his voice makes me anyway. But it's still kind of weird not hearing Mick Mixon. And I associate Anish Shroff to a noon game on ESPN for college football. Not on the play-by-play on the Panthers radio network.
I found a Commander stream, and I am not a huge fan of their play-by-play guy. Much better than Larry Michael, though. I couldn't stand Larry Michael because I was a big fan of Frank Herzog, the classic touchdown Washington Redskins from the glory days. But I enjoyed their play-by-play for the most part. London Fletcher was the color analyst. He was good on it. It was good to hear from him.
So you listened to the highlights of Anish Shroff, you said?
I did.
Did you hear Luke Kuechly? He was in the broadcast booth.
Nah, because they were pretty quick. I might have, and if I did, I didn't know it was him. But it was just it was kind of the touchdown calls or whatever. Mm-hmm. I didn't like that Anish Shroff went 3 syllables. I didn't like the way he. Okay, Chandler, you're good at this. Mike Keith, Titans.
Touchdown, Titans.
Classic. Absolutely classic.
Sack!
And Merrill Reese, the great announcer.
Touchdown! No.
You always go one player.
Alshon Jeffrey!
He's got the classic voice. Touchdown 49ers, touchdown, and Anish Shroff on one of them went, touchdown, Carolina. Something like that. And it's set up perfect for touchdown, Carolina Panthers or something, And I hope he doesn't stick with that. I didn't like that call.
Greg Papa always did. He does touchdown, San Francisco.
Yeah. So, look, that stuff's fun, man. When you have a voice you really like and can get behind. But anyway, I just brought that up for no reason at all.
I need to find those highlights because I have not listened to them, and I don't want to judge Anish Shroff without getting some sort of evidence.
Well, check those out. You are Chad says, none of these guys are Mike Keith. I agree with that. Keith is a legend.
Oh, no.
We love Mike Keith around here. We've listened to more Mike Keith.
75 yards.
I like when doesn't he start counting it down kind of slow?
Yeah.
I have heard more Mike Keith than I ever want to hear in my
He
lifetime.
doesn't care about the Titans. She hates them now.
40, 30, 20, 10, in zone. Touchdown. Titans.
Do you know how many times I've heard that? I've heard that many
so
times.
Good. It gets you so fired
He's
up.
the baddest man in the NFL.
Mike Keith, a legend. How about this? I think I heard a Florida State call that was not Gene Deckerhoff, but
touchdown Tampa Bay.
I heard the Bucks call on Inside the NFL the other night. Gene Deckerhoff still doing Bucks games. So that I don't know. I'm a weirdo. I like classic voices.
Seattle's guy's pretty good too.
Is it Paul Allen?
Touchdown Seahawks.
I think that's Paul Allen is his name, I believe. All right, enough. What are we talking about? What are we doing? All right, we got Alex who listened to. Alex said on the Panthers game on the radio, and I guess Anish Shroff said this, which would be crazy because he did a game at ECU, right?
He did ECU State.
He said all the teams in North Carolina won this weekend: UNC, Wake State, and App, and Duke, but no mention of us.
Wow.
You know what? I hate Anish Shroff.
Wow.
He is dead to me.
That's one way to do it. That's one way to do it right there.
Dead. I heard that the other night he was hanging out at his house and he called us Eastern Carolina.
No, don't you say that.
That's what I heard. I hate him.
Let me catch him.
Scum of the earth. All right. First up for today, let's go ahead and get to the upset picks.
All right.
Interesting week here. And I'm going to ask you guys. Do y'all want me to continue my flawless record, or do you want me to put the boys on the table, if you know what I'm saying?
Oh, lay it down, huh?
Do you want a boy?
Lay the boys down?
Do you want the boys to lay down?
Let the boys out and lay them down?
It's up to you.
I don't know if I want to see that. But
it's metaphorically. It's not going to really happen.
Oh, okay.
But I am prepared, if called upon,
to let the boys out.
To let the boys out and lay them down. Two-step process.
If I go like this, that means bring them out and lay them down.
Two-step process. Bring them out, lay them down.
No. Please, no.
No, please. I'll do it because I'm ready to say not only one, but 2 top 10 teams will lose this week.
Oh, my God.
What?
And both be upsets.
Why would they do that?
Because I'm just that crazy. Because I'm 4-0. Because I got a little cushion in my pushing.
Don't laugh at that.
Too late. Cat's out of the bag. Already
Boys
laughed.
are out.
They're already out.
Are they laying down yet?
Cat's out of the bag. Are you saying Kentucky's going to lose?
I'm going to do this. So let me go ahead and tell you this.
Who are you going to choose?
This is not going to be one of my picks.
Oh, no.
This is not. Just relax.
I'm sorry. I think I know who you're going to take.
I don't know if you know what you know. How do you know what I know and you don't even know what you know?
I think I know what you're going to take.
You don't know.
Well, that ain't edge.
Miami is going to lose this week. And you can lock that up and take it to the house. It's probably my favorite game ever. Easiest game I've ever had to pick. Miami's going to lose to Texas A&M.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say that's one of my picks, too. I like Texas A&M bouncing back.
Yeah.
The writing's on the wall there. This is a classic bounce back, Texas A&M. But that's not one of my picks for this segment because I'm going to knock them out, and I'm going to have 2 top 10 teams losing this week. My first one is Oklahoma.
Oh, my God, that's it.
Oklahoma is going to Lincoln to face Nebraska. Oklahoma, first-year head coach, a little overrated. Their quarterback,
Brent Venables.
They got an American quarterback. And I'm not talking about the United States of America. I'm talking American Athletic Conference, right? They got Dylan Gabriel, who's a good quarterback. But Nebraska has been taken out to pasture. They've been urinated on and all this stuff, and they're not going to take it anymore. Scott Frost out. They get that jolt of an interim coach, a new voice, a new reason to get hyped up, and they are ready to shock the world and beat Oklahoma. So that was my original top 10 pick. So that one's going to happen. But the boys are out and on the table because I got another one. And, man, Fresno State. Poor Fresno State the other night. Should have beaten Oregon State. My goodness, so many chances. They lose in overtime. But they take on a first-year head coach. I got him Lincoln Riley, whose offense is tremendous and can't be stopped. There is a problem. Their defense stinks, and Fresno can score, and Fresno will score, and they will win this game 49-42 coming up late night on Fox. I'm taking not 1, but 2 top 10 teams to lose this week. Oklahoma and USC. Boys are out. Boys are on the table.
On the table. Wow.
Chandler, 3-1.
All right, so I've got. I already announced. I like Texas A&M on a bounce back at home against the Hurricanes.
That's your top 25 pick?
Yeah.
All right.
Do I have to do? See, I don't want. I'm not taking the boys out and putting them on the table today. I don't. I think I might go with 2 top 25s.
You can't, dummy. What are you talking about? Every week we pick 1 top 10 team and 1 top 25 team. You can't just ignore the rules because your boys, you can't bring them out. They hadn't dropped. What are you talking about?
Technically, I brought the boys out and put them on the table just by going against the rules. It takes a lot of guts to do that.
You know what? You got a point there. Maybe I should allow it.
Hey, boys are out. Boys broke the table. I'm going UConn over Michigan. No, I'm just kidding. Golly, man.
Does anyone really care?
No. But I'm just shocked that you thought that would be okay.
The boys are out. The boys are on the table. Man.
CJ, what do you got while this knucklehead looks for something?
I have the same top 25 upset. I had that one written.
Miami?
Yes.
Okay.
Miami losing.
I hate that we all love it so much now.
Yeah, I was ready to say it, and you guys think like, wow, that's very bold, and now all three of us say it, and I don't feel so good about it anymore. But
well, again, this is a tough exercise because you go through the games, and there aren't that many options.
Right. Like I can't pick Youngstown State to beat Kentucky.
And in fact,
and I'm not picking UL Monroe to beat Alabama.
There is a top 11 team that is an underdog this week, and that would be Michigan State going to Washington. So, like, there are possibilities out there you could find. Could Wake Forest slip up against Liberty? Maybe, but probably not. Penn State's going to Auburn. Penn State's ranked. Auburn's not. That could be a play. And I almost picked BYU to knock off Oregon. That's a 2 top 25 teams. So there are options. You just got to
top 25.
Correct. You just got to pick the right one.
Yeah. And I'm going to go Nebraska over Oklahoma this weekend.
Attaboy.
I'm going to ride it too.
All right.
I can just see it right now.
I mean, that is the only one you could pick.
I like your vision there. Just like the vision for the awesome video we put together promoting today's show, promoting what we're doing right now with picks. I can just imagine it right now, them hoisting the interim head coach.
Yeah.
Just a big celebration.
Like corn on the cob flying everywhere.
Corn everywhere. Oklahoma goes down. People, you're going to go to Oklahoma message boards and watch people type and talk about Brent Venables and how they're ready for him to go already. I can see it right now. I'm visioning it right now. Cornhuskers in game 1 of the toxic Scott Frost era is going to be beautiful. The sun is going to rise in Nebraska on Saturday. They take down the Sooners, and it's going to be awesome.
All right.
Now, Clip, I was very impressed with your evaluation of why Fresno State is going to knock off USC. That was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
If they get up into the 40s, I'm gonna have my eye on you.
And maybe it's even better that they lost last week. If they were 2-0, maybe more people would be talking about that potential upset. But they're 1-1, coming off a heartbreaker. Oregon State, I don't know if you guys saw this at 1 a.m. Sunday morning, but Oregon State went for it and scored at the buzzer, basically. It was a buzzer beater, college football style. They said, we're going to, instead of go to overtime, we're going to go for the touchdown, and got a touchdown pass at the very end.
I'm going to stay with what I have because I really do feel good about Texas A&M with my top 25 pick for this week, bouncing back against a terrible loss last week to the Mountaineers, a very good Mountaineers program. But if I could go back and change it, I would probably take the Red Raiders in Raleigh over NC State.
I looked at that, but I don't know. State looked good last week.
State a 10-point favorite in that game.
What if ECU's really good? Like, what if State is good and they didn't look good against ECU because ECU's really good?
That's something I noticed a couple weeks ago. I just saw a lot of people talking about NC State being overrated. Do we want that to be true?
No.
I would prefer that ECU is the only team that beats them this season.
A lot of people were saying, oh, State's bad. State's terrible, this and that. I was like, well, what if East Carolina's just that good?
Right.
Maybe that is what's going on here.
Yeah.
Maybe, I mean.
That's what I said.
No, and I agree. I totally agree.
Do we not agree?
And I don't like the people out there that are trying to downplay. That is in a negative context when you try to make it seem like NC State's that bad.
Maybe they are, though. We don't know yet. What
we want to think and what I think is that NC State is really good.
Little tip for you guys coming up in the biz. You want to sound like you say something you know what you're talking about when it comes to sports. Use this phrase. We'll learn a lot about that team coming up this Saturday. Like, don't it sound like I know what I'm talking about when I say that?
Watch this.
Yeah, you try it.
State 2-0. State 2-0.
Yeah.
People were wondering, how good are they?
Right, because you don't know yet.
We don't know.
Yeah.
We'll find out coming up this Saturday.
Well, I kind of like my wording better. Well, you'll learn a lot more about this team.
You're going to learn a lot about this team coming up on Saturday.
Now that I like.
Hey, TJ Watt is out for 4 to 6 weeks.
That's tough.
The Patriots put up 1 touchdown against the Miami Dolphins.
Didn't look good, yeah.
You're going to learn a lot about those two teams this coming Sunday.
Whoa! Now I got to watch that game.
Oh, my God.
Because I want to learn about those teams. because I don't know about them yet. But you're going to learn a lot about them coming up. Unfortunately, you're not going to learn. What can you learn from an East Carolina Campbell game? If East Carolina wins 55-6, do you learn anything? If East Carolina wins 31-21 or 24, do you learn anything?
I think you learn more there.
What do you learn? You're going to say ECU's not a high caliber team?
If they're only winning by a touchdown to Campbell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think hope kind of takes the plunder. I think those positive thoughts.
Every game is its own game.
But hey,
every week is its own week.
We'll find out about that team coming up on Saturday.
All right.
Hey, you guys are witnessing mentorship right here. I'm serious.
I know. And I keep telling him what to say, and he says it wrong like every time.
And I'll tell you what, guys.
This is how Chandler...
You guys are going to find out what this team's about on Saturday.
We're going to learn a lot about Chandler this next segment.
Thank you. Chandler, you take the coaching, but you just don't apply it correctly.
I know.
But you're a good kid, you know? It's a tough league.
It's a tough league.
This is a tough place. It's a tough league. And you do your best, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone. And I'd appreciate if you smash that like and subscribe.
Smash the like, smash the sub. We're not going to say it that many times today, folks. I mean, it was like a training wheel on a bicycle. We're about to let you ride. Pirate Nation, let's ride. Pirate Radio fans, let's ride. Pirate Radio fans, let's like. Pirate Radio fans, let's sub.
YouTube fans, let's smash. Let's see. Ridge says you're going to learn a lot, but I don't think you have a clue until you've learned something.
Insightful.
Let me marinate on that for a moment. All right, you know who's in the top 10? I'll give you a hint. They're tough as nails.
Oh, man, I love those Razorbacks.
My adopted Arkansas Razorbacks. I don't know why. I've just taken a liking to Arkansas athletics.
I was about to say football and basketball.
More so basketball, because I like Musselman, and I loved their team last year.
Are you done with the Bonnies?
Man, I think so. All those guys transferred, too. They kind of got me back in with the NIT run. I'm done with them, man. That day, you were here, right?
You threw the T-shirt away.
Yeah, you're right. I did.
Yes, I got that on video.
I just knew they were going to make a run through the A-10 tournament, and they missed 2 free throws at the end of the game and lost, and it just crushed me.
I know.
Man.
I sat there and watched it. I sat there and watched a grown man be crushed by a team that is not even a part of his
That's
life.
the thing. I do enough crying with ECU basketball. Why am I going to pick another team that does the same crap to me? At that point, shame on me. I'm an absolute fool, and I can't do it. I can't do it. So, anyway, Arkansas's top 10, which is a good thing, and their coach Sam Pittman talked about it. Shirley, do we have that audio from Sam Pittman?
Well, I think it's a big deal. I do. Everybody always looks at the negative all the time, you know, and I tweeted out that we were number 10, and then I got some responses, well, it doesn't matter. Well, I ain't tweeting it out to you guys or a 50-year-old man. I'm trying to use it as recruiting, you know, so I really don't care what the guy says, you know what I mean? I'm trying to recruit, not him or them. I recruit, and so we're proud of it. Sure, we're proud of it. And that doesn't mean that that's where we want to stay, or it's hard to be in the top 10. We've done it 2 years in a row. The kids have done it, and the coaches, the assistant coaches have done it. Yeah, I'm proud of it. Sure am. Whenever it came out, I was smiling ear to ear now.
There's Sam Pittman on Twitter.
Trying to recruit.
Talking about recruiting.
Recruit.
And I thought he makes a good point. You know, he's proud of it. He understands it's not the end-all, be-all. But he puts that stuff out there for people to see, for kids to see. Hey, come play for a top 10 program. We're having fun down here in Woo Pig Suey country, the Razorbacks. And it's not for the media. It's not for the 50-year-old guy fan out there watching. So I thought it was a great message. And I thought to myself, should I look at the comments under this video? Because I know it's going to happen. And it's going to upset me. But I couldn't help myself. I had to look at them. And sure enough, there's a guy in the comments, after presumably listening to that video and hearing what he had to say and why he did it and what he was talking about. There's a guy with the Arkansas picture in his profile. His name's Rodney Sharp. Razorback Rodney.
Razorback Rodney.
His name's Razorback Rodney. And he said to that, he responded to what we just heard with this. The game that matters is the one you're about to play. The only ranking that matters is the one at the end of the season. I mean, I'd like to see a ranking of the dumbest species that live on Earth and where humans rank. Because, like, we have some intelligent, very smart people out there. The man that invented Red Zone Channel, for one. Very smart man.
I don't want to go off a tangent, but awesome video of the first one ever in 2009.
Oh, man.
That
Brought a tear to my eye.
Surfaced on Twitter last night.
But we have these dummies that walk amongst us, like Rodney Sharp, Razorback Rodney, who heard that message from Sam Pittman about putting the top 10 ranking out there for recruits and notoriety and being proud of his work and his labor.
He heard it, but did he listen to it?
Speak on that.
He heard it.
Speak on that.
But did he listen to it?
Yep. The vibrations came through the ears hole to the eardrum. And he heard that southern drawl of a big man speaking. Did not see the words in his brain.
Did not comprehend. Did not take in the words and digest them properly.
Nope.
He just listened, or he just heard it, and it went through one ear and out the other. Rodney, what are you doing?
We gotta be smarter.
And look, I cannot talk much because a lot of times on this show, I hear people talk, but damn, do I listen? No, I do not.
You do not.
No, I do not. But why is that? It's because you listen to what you want to listen to. And in this case, Rodney is not listening because does Rodney even really care?
He cares about one thing, and that is himself.
Point taken.
Like all of us do. Let's just try to be smarter. And you know what? I'm a hypocrite. I'm going to try to go by these words too.
Here's the thing that Rodney should have done.
Rodney,
before you tweet that out, think to yourself, should I tweet this? Should I? Should I post it? Will I look like an idiot if I do so? And if any of those questions are yes, do not post.
Rodney Sharp. Not very sharp. More like Rodney Dull. Thank you.
Was that supposed to be funny?
Yes. Kevin asked on YouTube, if ECU wants to be serious about football, what's it going to take to consistently fill Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium no matter the opponent? I don't know, Kevin. Free tickets? That probably won't do it. People got to be interested in who's playing, and people got to not go to the beach and go hunting and have things to do on a Saturday. I'll just tell you, Kevin, it's never going to be packed every single Saturday. Never has, never will, just won't be. I wish it wasn't that way, but that's the way it is. So one thing that they can do is win ball games. And they have done that, did that last weekend. Keep winning, keep building momentum. We got good home games later this year, right?
Houston, UCF.
Houston, hello, UCF. We should have good crowds for those games because we're winning. Another thing they can do is obviously make fans feel welcome and have a good game day experience. And that goes with the parking and concessions and tickets and making sure you got enough supplies and water and all that stuff. So everybody plays a role. Kevin, I hear you. I wish that, and I'm guilty of it too. I'm not as excited about this Campbell game as I was the state game or even the ODU game.
Can't say the same.
And that's human. That's natural to feel that way. You want a big-time opponent. You don't, when you're a 30-point favorite it takes a little of the luster out of it because you just expect to blow them out and win. There's not that, hey, could we pull this upset today, or how do we match up with this big power team or whatever? We just don't have that. So that's human nature. But, Kevin, since you're asking this question, I know you'll be there, and I know you'll be there every week, and we appreciate it. And if everybody's like you, then we will have a packed house every week.
So, as you said earlier, it all comes down to winning. And I don't mean to go Field of Dreams here. But if you win, they will come in. Think about that. If they win, if you win, they, the Pirate Nation, the Pirate fans, they will come in.
And you're going to learn a lot about the Pirate Nation this Saturday.
Whoa! Wow. Go to break on that one.
Yes, sir. CJ.
All right, my guy.
Good segment, boys.
We'll take a timeout. When we return, we'll have the Flight by Yingling practice report. We'll hear from Mike Houston. We will hear from Pirate players as well. It's all ahead on a Wednesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates. The doors open at noon, 7 days a week. And the Buck has live music every night, along with football. Monday is open mic night, the first Monday of each month. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday, it's acoustic night. Thursday, it's the dance party with DJ Kid Scene and live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for information and schedule of events. This season, party like a pirate at the Buck.
I can't think of anyone who doesn't love a clean car, but how often do you actually go to the car wash? Does it take too long, or maybe it's just not a very nice place? Tommy's Express changes everything. Our wash is bright, inviting, clean, and fast.
I love the flat conveyor belt. So easy to pull onto, much smoother ride, and safer for my car.
And when you join Tommy Club, you can wash as often as you like for one low monthly price.
I save money and time.
We're Tommy's Express.
At the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road, Greenville.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Holt Nailers for my friends at Arc Point Labs. Just as I trust my teammates, you can trust Arc Point Labs to give you quick and accurate results for your laboratory testing needs. Arc Point Labs provides insights and solutions to enable individuals, businesses, and communities to make informed decisions on their health, safety, and well-being. Visit any of the 6 Eastern North Carolina Arc Point Labs locations or go to arcpointlabs.com. Go Pirates!
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Greenville wants you to make this a September to remember. Come check out the huge selection of new cars and trucks as the inventory is back, and so are the incentives. It's Ram Power Days at East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, and they've got 0% for 72 months on Ram Bighorn and Laramie trim models. Or you can save up to $8,000 on select Ram 1500 crew cabs. This is the best truck offer you'll find anywhere. East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep needs to make way for the 2023 model. So September customers will get huge savings. That's saving up to $8,000 on a new Ram now. Oh, and you'll also find a great selection of new Jeeps. Save up to $3,000 on a new Jeep Gladiator and save up to $5,500 on select new Wagoneers.
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, across from the crack barrel in Greenville. Come see us.
Offers do not include tax tags and $7.99 admin fee. Customers must qualify for all applicable rebates. See dealer for details.
CD's Grill on Fire Tower Road in Winterville is now open Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. until 7:30 p.m. You heard right. CD's Grill is now open for dinner. CD's Grill is famous for its great breakfasts, terrific country cooking lunch specials, and now CD's Grill is open for dinner Monday through Friday and for breakfast on Saturday. CD's Grill has great Carolina cheeseburgers and an 18-item salad bar. Whether it's for breakfast, lunch, and now dinner, make it CD's Grill on Fire Tower Road in Winterville, the best country cooking around.
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness.
Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
Pirate Radio.
We're going to be bigger, faster, stronger, and older. That's always a good combination.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Drive a little and save a lot at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. They have a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, plus offer service to all makes and models in a state-of-the-art facility. Drive a little and save a lot with a short trip to Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Highway 264 in Washington and online at WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live on a Wednesday. Steven says, if we have 3 toes and 1 butt cheek, we smoke the camels by 50. What? Is that a reference to something?
Possibly. It's 2 little butt cheeks. That's the only thing I know.
3 toes, 1 butt cheek. This is a dangerous Google search, by the way.
Is that a camel?
I knew it was something. It was a Dan Campbell reference. He made that
on Hard Knocks?
On Hard Knocks. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, another pick of the week, Lions beat Washington on Sunday. We stink in Detroit. We always play bad in Detroit.
And that's the hungry bunch. That's a really good bunch.
The Lions are favorites for the first time in like 20 games, I believe. I think I saw last time they were favorites was 2020, and they lost by 10 in that game. But
the odds there are good.
Steven, that was a good reference. I knew it was something. I couldn't put my toe or butt cheek on it, but I Googled it up and found it. Good work. Rich says another reason that ECU fans don't show up each and every week no matter the opponent. He said $500 a night hotel rooms in Greenville doesn't help.
Oh, boy.
So
a burglary.
That's straight up illegal burglary right there. Yeah, that's a pretty good point. Tyler says, hey, did I miss the sub and like?
Well, Tyler, I think you're a seasoned vet, man. You should already know to like and sub.
Like and sub.
And if you haven't, that's fine. You know what to do. Hit the like, hit the sub. By the way, I do want to share this. People, I'm sorry, but I'm going to give you one more task. And you do not have to do it. But what I do want you to do is definitely hit the like and the sub. But, please, it would be awesome. It would be really cool if you did. If you shared.
Whoa! You want to go one more step?
If you share our broadcast, if you share our Facebook feed, share our YouTube link or something somewhere, do it.
Because sharing is caring.
Absolutely.
Again, it's up to you, and we're here every day, and we're going to be here every day, whether you like, subscribe, share. But it's kind of a common courtesy at this point. It's a little thank you from you to us. All right, moving on.
I just couldn't keep a straight face.
2, the Flight by Yuengling practice report. The next generation of light beer. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling, available wherever beer is sold. Hey, Man of Chan, can you get my Mike Houston cut sheet off that pile of papers there so we can hear more of Mike Houston? And while we wait for that, Shirley, let's hear from Ryan Jones as he answered questions yesterday after Mike Houston's press conference. Here's the East Carolina tight end.
Ryan, you guys get your first win this past Saturday. How did that one feel?
Yeah, it's always great getting the first win. We put a lot of work in that whole week. just so we had a bad taste in our mouth in week 1. So just getting that win was huge for us.
It feels like talking to you guys, talking to Coach Houston, y'all won and won by a pretty big margin, but there's still a lot to clean up. Is that a pretty good feeling and maybe a sign of how good you guys can be?
Yeah, the games we want to have, we definitely have room to improve. Just like the standard that we have for ourselves now is just on a different level. So getting the win was big for us, but just the way we want to play is on a different scale from last year.
How much better does the receiving group and tight end group feel now that you guys have a couple games together? There's a lot of new faces for you guys in the room.
Yeah, I think the guys just understand we have a lot of weapons. We have guys that can, like Keaton and Rozier, run the ball super well. We have guys on the outside like Isaiah and Jalen making plays. Me and Shane are making plays from the inside, CJ. So, we just have a lot of guys, a lot of weapons on the field, and I think people understand that we, know how to play with each other.
How has that been in the room? With so many weapons, everybody wants the ball. Has that been a thing, or are you guys just all kind of in it for each other?
I feel like this year we kind of just understand, we all have our role, and, we understand as long as we're making plays and doing what we have to do, even if the ball doesn't come to you, the next guy's making a play as well. So, we're all just going to have a mindset of winning and just want to see everybody improve.
Can you feel there's a creativity, to the way you guys play on offense, just with what you do have?
Yeah, we have a lot of guys that can do a lot of different things. We have guys that create a lot of mismatches from the outside to inside, and just from the speed we have on offense. We have just a lot of guys that can do a lot of stuff.
Because sometimes you'll be lined up, and then you can shift into the backfield, and you're just coming from different spots.
Yeah, so we definitely cause defenses to have fits. That's just credits to the coaching staff we have that put us in those situations.
What is it like scoring a touchdown at the Boneyard end of Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium?
It's electric. Just having the fans right there, and they're super loud. So it's just fun playing in that stadium.
You're playing a little more of a slot receiver role than you did last year. How are you enjoying that so far?
It's nice just showing that I can, run routes and stuff like that. So that's definitely a plus. But just being an offense that we have this year is just they're putting us in situations to where we can show what we can do.
Campbell this week, what's the big focus as you guys prepare to play them?
Really, we're just focused on playing a complete game from offense to defense and special teams. We're really just focused on going 1-0 and just continuing to work for what we're trying to do for the season.
Some people make a big deal about FBS versus FCS, but is that overblown? Do you feel like everybody's a good football team at the end of the day?
Yeah, every game you have to come in with the right mindset, just because, as you saw this past week with App State being A&M, you have to come with the right mindset, or you can lose games you aren't supposed to. So, we just have to stay focused and just lock in what we want to do for this season.
All right, that is East Carolina tight end Ryan Jones. And right now in this offense, everybody is eating, and maybe not eating the same dish. Jalen Johnson had a filet mignon the other night with 9 catches. CJ, he had a sandwich. He had 1 catch, but he had his steak in game 1. Ryan Jones has been eating pretty well. Got him a touchdown this week. Shane Calhoun got him one week 1. Isaiah Winstead, a pretty steady diet. I would say he's got some nice chicken wings going, like a nice football spread. 6 catches week 1, 5 week 2. So everybody is getting a piece of the pie, so to speak, right now. And I think that is a very happy, optimistic, positive offensive room when you look at how the distribution has been spread around, especially in the passing game. Rajay and Keaton, kind of the same deal as last year, about 50-50 split. And the carries were close this week. The only difference was Rajay had 4 catches. Keaton didn't have a catch, but Keaton had his long home run, and they both found the end zone a couple of times. So right now, through 2 weeks, I'm going to say everybody's happy with their role. And Ryan said it there. Everybody's got their role. And if everybody does their job, then this offense is going to move the ball and put up points. And I'm excited about it.
And you've mentioned before in previous episodes of Pirate Radio Live that this is going to cause a lot of problems for a lot of defenses on the ECU schedule this year, because they're going to have to highlight somebody on this offense, and there's just so many weapons.
Who do you take away?
And then name somebody, and then we can tell you 3 or 4 other people that we can go to.
Yeah.
And it's the display of this offense and spraying the ball around that Holt Nailers has done so far is such a positive note going into the rest of the season. So I do love the distribution on this offense so far.
Shirley, there's a guy that I want to hear from right now. And that guy's name is it's not Jack Week. It's Jack Powers. Who is Jack Powers? Here's the Jack Powers profile. 6'3", 237 linebacker. Went to Nevada. He got out at the right time because they stink. Majoring in business administration. The guy takes care of business. He went to Granite Bay High School. He's from Granite Bay, California. He made his way here through Nevada, as I said. His sports hero, and this is interesting, and perhaps racist on my part.
Well, let's not go there.
When I look at him, I see a Watt cousin. He looks like he could be a Watt, a JJ, a TJ.
He's very similar in position in football to a TJ
That's
Watt.
what I'm saying. I see some wattage. Guess who his hero is in sports? JJ Watt. So that makes sense. He likes being outdoors in his free time.
Should hook him up with Bryce Williams.
All this is available on his profile on ECUPirates.com. Let's hear from Jack Powers as he met with the media on Tuesday.
What's it been like playing in front of a nice crowd in Pirate Nation?
Oh, it's been incredible. You know, that's something that the coaches kind of expressed to me on my visit. But like I said earlier last week, it's something that you can't really prepare for until you see it yourself. So it's been incredible. It's been fun, and can't wait to finish it out with them.
As a California kid, how have you transitioned to life in Greenville, North Carolina, pretty far away from home?
Yeah, you know, it's a little different, obviously, being from California. You're across the country. Probably communication back home with the time zone changes is the biggest difference. And watching my Giants and 49ers is a little harder with the time change. But other than that, you know, it's really the same thing. It's business out here. It's school. It's football, and taking care of that kind of stuff. So just sticking to my plan and getting my work done.
Jack, what was your path?
So I started as a walk-on at the University of Nevada. I'm from Sacramento, California. It's about an hour 45 drive to Reno. Started as a walk-on. After my third season there, I got put on scholarship. And so after that, my coaching staff left after my fourth season, and I had graduated. So I was just really looking to see what opportunities were out there for me. And luckily, East Carolina popped up, and I'm here and I'm loving it. So,
what was it like to be a part of your first win at ECU this past Saturday?
It was awesome. You know, when the speakers started playing, all I do is win. And even with the rain, the fans that were still there and throughout all four quarters showed up and never left. That's pretty cool, and it was just rewarding with my teammates. You know, all fall camp, all winter, all summer, we put in a lot of work. So when you get that win, it feels great.
You've had to learn a new scheme this year. Who's kind of been the guy who you've gone to for help with learning all that?
Obviously, Jeremy. Me and Jeremy have a great relationship. You know, we compete on the field, but at the end of the day, we really help each other in every aspect. We've really become closer this season, like since I've shown up, and you know, he's been a great help for me. So.
It seems like talking to guys who have been in this defense a while, they talk about how much fun it is to play in it with the aggressiveness. As a new guy, do you get that sense too?
Yeah, and that was something that was really appealing to me, kind of when I was being recruited here. Obviously, my process was a little bit faster than a lot of the other people who are recruited here. But Coach Harrell and Coach Dow's, Coach Houston too, they all talked about the aggressiveness of our scheme, and it obviously sounded like a lot of fun to me, and it has been, so it's enjoyable.
It seems like a lot of high energy when they're coaching too, no matter if it's good, bad, and corrections. How does that motivate you guys on the field?
It makes it fun. Just from the coaches to my teammates to the fans, it's a lot of great energy and it's a lot of fun. You know, our first week versus NC State and last week too, but you walk into our hotel meeting room on Friday night and it's just music's blasting. We're all up, dapping each other up, saying what's up, and that's special. It's super fun. So the energy's always high, and it makes a difference. It helps us.
Speaking of music, what do you like?
I have a good mix between rap and country. So I mean, I listen to Parker McCollum and some country music on my off time, but before practice and games, you gotta switch it up, turn on a little Future, a little Baby. So I'm a little diverse in the music category, but good mix of country and rap.
You mentioned the 49ers. What happened on Sunday to them?
That was tough. But week one, a lot of time to figure it out. Penalties hurt them. I think they had 11 for 95 yards or something like that, but they'll shake back.
Figure it out.
And you guys just played in the rain too, right? So you kind of know how that went.
Yeah, it looked a little worse. Their conditions looked a little worse over there. So hopefully we could get our grounds crew to Chicago for a couple games. But other than that, it is what it is.
All right, guys. Jack, how about ask Patrick Mason about Iowa and ask Igoe about Denver if they start coming at your teams? And we'll talk to both of those guys in hour 2. And I can't wait to ask Patrick about Iowa and Igoe about Denver. I saw Scott Igoe yesterday, random run in at a gas station. And it wasn't the Stop Shop.
Oh, I was going to say,
no, it was a different convenience store.
Okay.
And I said, man, I cannot wait to talk to your brother on Wednesday and get his thoughts on the worst head coach in the NFL.
Yeah, in his first game, he's already got that title. That's pretty bad. I cannot wait to talk to Patrick Mason and see how depressed he is. He already has the White Sox. That has got him depressed. He even took it to Twitter. Was very concerned about Patrick Mason that day that he tweeted about the White Sox. Have you seen? I don't know. Has he tweeted about Iowa yet? Because that's when I'm really going to get concerned.
I'm not letting him off the hook today.
Iowa is dead to me.
We got to talk about Iowa football. Mike P. Exactly. Mike P. says, did I go ask someone what happened to his NFL team week 1? I mean, the audacity for him to ask that question. Who does he think he is?
And this was yesterday.
Yeah, this was after Monday Night Football.
This was after Monday Night Football. Like, this wasn't like the day of.
Wow. The onions on that guy.
Hey, can we actually play this interview back with Igoe and then be like, wow. Or get that last cut and expose him.
Yes, I'm going to do it during the break. We'll take a timeout, come back. Expose him! We'll have a little bit more on the Flight by Yingling practice report. The next generation of light beer. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. We'll come back, wrap up hour number 1 after these words.
Are you ready for some football, Pirate Nation? Bud Light is America's favorite light beer and the official beer of the ECU Pirates. When planning your fun times this football season, be sure to pick up some Bud Light at your favorite retailer. Bud Light carefully brews their beer to be perfect for anywhere there's fun. Because when there's fun, Bud Light is there. Get ready to have fun this season, Pirate Nation, and always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989.
Before you hit the road this travel season, be sure to get your tires inspected by the tire guys at Greenville Auto World. The Greenville Auto World service team sells all the top brands and economy tires if you need a new set. Need an oil change, state inspection, or AC repair? Greenville Auto World can work on any type of vehicle, and the monthly oil change special is only $29.99. Make an appointment now by calling 364-8730. For award-winning service, trust Greenville Auto World.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for all you boat owners. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
Greenville Utilities electric customers will soon be able to receive text notifications in the event of power outages. Enrollment is automatic, so make sure GUC has your cell phone number by signing into your account at GUC.com, then update the information in your user profile. Want to talk with someone instead? Call 252-752-7166 during business hours. 252-752-7166. Update us so we can update you. Visit GUC.com for more information.
Dear past, present, and future football watchers, you You know why we're here. The football season is back! Woo! That means those pregame barbecues with an ice-cold Pepsi? Totally back. Your perfectly placed football-watching corner seat back and comfy as ever. 18 Sundays of touchdown scoring, Hail Mary throwing, ice-cold Pepsi flowing football action. You better believe it's back. And since that's too amazing to miss a single second's worth, Pepsi is officially giving you permission to always put football first. And when we say always, we mean always. Like when your lawn is looking less like a lawn and more like a jungle. If the game's on, then the lawnmower ain't. And those gutters you haven't cleaned, today is not their day. Or maybe those in-laws are back in town. Well, better hope they're football fans because your Sunday is completely booked. Long story short, crack open a Pepsi and don't let anything get between you and your football watching. With love, Pepsi, made for football watching. That's what I like.
Buying a home? Then you've got a lot on your mind. Now rising rates? It's a lot. This is Timothy Sawyer, your local Rocket Mortgage professional right here in Greenville, North Carolina. With Rocket, you have an advantage. You can lock your rate for 90 days while you search for a home. If rates rise, yours is safe. But if they fall within the first 3 years of buying, you can refinance to a lower rate with exclusive savings. Take the Rocket advantage of calling me, Timothy Sawyer, at 493-0002 today.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Jamie Lang with Carolina Hardscapes, and we're excited to announce that we're Eastern North Carolina's premier fiberglass pool installation company. We partnered with industry-leading San Juan Pools so that we can build the backyard of your dreams. Whether it's an outdoor fireplace, patio, outdoor kitchen, or now a pool, give us a call at 364-1201 or find us on the web at CarolinaHardscapesandMulch.com so we can make your backyard the place to be. Go Pirates!
This is ECU Assistant Football Coach Roy Tesh, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Country Mart. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations, in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The best place in Greenville to unwind after work and have fun. AJ's has daily food and drink specials and an awesome patio, perfect for some outdoor dining. There's something for everyone every weeknight, including sports trivia with our very own Clip Brock on Wednesday nights. AJ's has live music every Friday and Saturday with no cover and brunch every Sunday. Make today an AJ's day. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Big night of sports trivia tonight. AJ McMurphy's 8 o'clock. Ronnie Woodward, set to join us tonight.
So excited to see Ronnie.
So we'll have a big name in the building. Also, the Foot Soldiers will be there. Peter Foote, Pirate Radio intern, is going to bring a team. We love new teams, so come on out, have a good time, talk a little junk, answer some sports trivia questions, and enjoy some great food, great times, cold snacks at AJ McMurphy's.
Yes, sir. Always a good time each and every Wednesday starting at 8 o'clock.
It's a good way to get through the football doldrums, because now I have to figure out Tuesday night is really my only wild card night, where what am I going to watch on Tuesday nights? Because Wednesday I've got trivia, Thursday football, Friday football, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's really all about Tuesday. So if you need to fill in that gap to get to Thursday, Wednesday night sports trivia, AJ's great thing to do. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's hear a couple comments from Mike Houston on our Flight by Yingling ECU practice report. Mike Houston, we talked about this last segment. Let's hear Mike Houston in his own words. Talked about the weapons on offense for the Pirates. Cut 7.
Well, I think I had confidence in those guys before we played our first game, just because I've watched them play all preseason. So it's good to see them make those plays on game day. Now everybody else understands, what my excitement level was during preseason camp. It ends up being a deal where, you don't have just one guy, and you have multiple guys that are being productive. The great thing is they're also being unselfish. You know, I'm going to challenge them this week. We've got to do a better job blocking on the perimeter and taking care of that facet of our performance. But I do think that they're continuing to build confidence in each other, and certainly everybody else is gaining confidence in them as well.
All right, Mike Houston was asked about a couple of individual players on the offensive line as well. First, Avery Jones, the East Carolina center, and here were his comments on Avery Jones. Cut 8.
Right. Well, I think he's obviously a lot more comfortable this year than he was a year ago after a year of experience under his belt. So, you know, the expectations are higher. You know, he and I talked yesterday, and the big focus for him is, you know, continue to improve. And there's some things that he needs to improve on from Saturday night's performance. But I think he is he's a high-character young man. He's a very athletic guy at center. And, you know, he's a guy that's got a pretty high ceiling. So, you know, for him, the big focus is just continue to push himself every single day to improve. And that's what he's got to do.
And he was also asked about Justin Redd, who has come in and added some depth to this offensive line. How about his play through 2 weeks?
Well, I think, number one, just his attitude's been fantastic. You know, you couldn't really ask for anything any better. He is a big, athletic, strong kid, and so he has some God-given abilities. You know, it's been a little bit of a transition, but he is a guy that's improving every single day, and I think you'll see him as you go throughout the season. He's going to continue to improve every single day, and he's just really an enjoyable guy to be around, an enjoyable guy to coach. Really glad he's here.
He talks there about Justin Redd. We heard from Jack Powers a moment ago. Think about Winstead. Haven't gotten to know Jalen Johnson yet. Know him on the field, just not personally yet. But Mims at D-line, Bates at linebacker, all these newcomers that come in, they're making an impact on the field. But you heard Jack Powers talk about how Jeremy Lewis welcomed him in and how Ryan Jones talked about, you know, welcoming in those new receivers and everything. They are bringing in some class individuals, not just football players. That's great to hear. I think that leads to positivity of practice. I think it can help lead to W's on Saturdays. So that's just a great thing that, you know, this portal, and that portal's open and you can bring in whoever you think can help out your football team. But I do think they kind of put a premium on the individual they're bringing in, and it looks like they've hit a bunch of home runs so far.
And especially in today's world, you have a lot of individuals that are so self-centered and they only care about how they perform on the football field. But what it looks like with Mike Houston's program and the players that he's brought in, like a Ryan Jones and like a Jeremy Lewis, even though Jeremy Lewis was before Mike Houston's time, they are accepting these new players where a lot of players might be like, oh, heck no, they're going to come in here and take my spot, you know, this and that. Yeah. I'm not going to talk to them. That's not the case with Mike Houston's program, so that's refreshing to see.
Yeah, no doubt. And look, Isaiah Winstead wants to make it to the NFL. He's playing for, you know, his future, but at the same time, he is a football player. He is a team player, and will say he'll do whatever it takes for the team to win. A, because that's what he should do, and B, that makes him better overall. If he's downfield blocking for Keaton Mitchell to rip off an 81-yard touchdown, that's good for Isaiah Winstead and his tape and for teams to see that. If he's taking up two defenders and Ryan Jones and C.J. Johnson are eating in the middle of the field, you know, that's good. And then, of course, he's going to make his plays, and he's made already some highlight catches these first 2 weeks. But he wants to make it to the next level, and part of that is him being an awesome team player, and he's been that so far. Big fan of his. All right, let's take a break. When we return, we'll visit with the voice, Jeff Charles. Got Jeff Charles and P-Mace, Patrick Mason, coming up hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. More to go after this.
Are you ready, Pirate fans? Freeboot Friday is back. Uptown Greenville and the City of Greenville invites you to Freeboot Friday, the official pep rally of home ECU football games. Join fans for live music, food trucks, beer and wine, children activities, and more. The Freeboot Fun takes place from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. each Friday before ECU home football games in 5 Points Plaza. Visit Uptown Greenville for more information, and as always, go Pirates!
Pirate fans, don't miss out on another exciting Saturday at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium as East Carolina plays host to the Fighting Camels of Campbell. It will be the first time these two programs have met on the gridiron since 1939. That's 83 years. Tickets in the lower bowl are on sale for as low as $30. Don't wait because tickets are going fast. Call 1-800-DIAL-ECU or go to ECUPirates.com. It's the Fighting Camels and the Pirates at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium Saturday at 6 o'clock.
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank that's in your corner when you need them. This is Chris Richards from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Ashley Capps, Bonner Latham, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business, come and see one of our experienced team members at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Member FDIC.
For over 51 years, Parker's Barbecue has brought families together with our award-winning whole hog barbecue and fried chicken. Tradition is important at Parker's Barbecue, and for 3 generations, the Parker's Way has stood the test of time. Whether you visit our dining rooms or drive-thrus, use our on-site catering, or even use our nationwide shipping, the hospitality, barbecue, fried chicken, homemade sides are still the same.
We are the Parker family. Come in and let our family show you. This is the Parker's Way.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
This is Stephen Igoe. You've heard from me plenty on Pirate Radio Live and perhaps have read some of my work on hoistthecolors.net. Now get an extension of our in-depth coverage on the Hoist the Colors podcast. From game previews to immediate post-game analysis to emergency podcasts for breaking news, we've got you covered. A cast of guest co-hosts from fans, former coaches, and other writers join me for 2 podcasts weekly to break down all things ECU athletics. Subscribe to Hoist the Colors now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.
ASAP Party and Tent Rentals is your one-stop shop for weddings, anniversaries, corporate events, family reunions, birthday parties, or any celebration with friends and family. ASAP Party and Tent Rentals has the widest selection of tents, tables, chairs, linens, china, concession equipment, bounce rides, games, staging, wedding equipment, dance floors, and so much more. At ASAP Party and Tent Rentals, we help people get together. Call today at 756-7903. ASAP Party and Tent Rentals, locally owned and operated on Diamond Drive in Greenville near Agri Supply and Equipment Plus.
University PC Care has been the Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. They thank you for your continued support and trust during these trying times. Many services can be done remotely and free pickup and deliveries available. As a Dell business partner and Apple authorized service provider, you can count on University PC Care for all your personal and business tech support needs. To make a remote appointment or to bring in your device for service at their Greenville or New Bern locations, call 558-1280 or go online at universitypccare.com.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour brought to you by Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Drive a little and save a lot with a short trip to Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Highway 264 in Washington at WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Town Insurance is your premier independent insurance agency. From maximizing opportunities to minimizing risk, Town's insurance advisors offer expert professional advice to clients of all sizes. For personal or business insurance questions, call 756-8300 today. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Cliff.
Couple of scores on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Da Buck.
Da Buck.
All right, the Braves on in here. I guess Mariners are playing too, so I want to watch that when he gets here. Astros lead the Tigers 2-1, and actually that game is over. Astros beat the Tigers. Rockies up 3-0 on the White Sox. Actually, so Patrick's White Sox, my Braves, and Igoe's Mariners are playing all at the same time.
He has tweeted, by the way.
Oh, Patrick?
About 15 minutes
good.
ago.
All right, while you pull that up, I'll tell you the Braves and Giants are scoreless, as are the Padres and Mariners just getting underway.
So about 19 minutes ago, Patrick Mason tweeted, Cease, meaning
Dylan Cease.
White Sox pitcher Dylan Cease, probably had the lead in the AL Cy Young race until whatever this is today against the Rockies. Woof.
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 Oh, no. Patrick says woof. All right, Shirley?
I have a little piece of trivia for you.
Oh, I love trivia.
On this day, this father-son duo hit back-to-back home runs.
It was my dad and I, because it's my dad's birthday today. Happy birthday, Clip Brock Jr.
Oh.
Is it really?
It is his birthday, yeah.
Oh, happy birthday.
But yeah, that's an easy one, Chandler.
The Griffies.
Yes.
Got to be the Griffey, senior and
that's
junior.
the only time it's ever happened.
It's the only time it's ever happened.
I mean,
on this day in 1990.
What team were they playing for?
Mariners.
All right.
And, I mean, will it ever happen again? No.
So Griffey's home run was hit over the left field wall.
And it was back-to-back home runs.
Who was chasing it? I'll give you a hint. His son is on a tremendous tear hitting the ball right now, a historic tear.
Bichette?
Yes. Dante Bichette was
wow.
chasing the ball. Now his son, Bo, a player in Major League Baseball. How about that? All right, let's head out to the Pit Electric live line and visit with the voice, Jeff Charles, here on this Wednesday. Jeff, how you doing today?
Clip, I'm doing great, and so is Aaron Judge. 2 more home runs last night. He has 57 now in the year. I know you and I talked about this a few weeks ago, whether or not he could hit 60 or more. And I'll tell you what, he's on pace to do it, isn't he?
He is, and it's crazy to me, and people are talking about it, and it's out there in the news, and the crazy thing is he has 20 more home runs than Kyle Schwarber, who has hit the second most home runs this season. So just an incredible pace, an incredible season. He will be the MVP over Shohei Ohtani, I believe, when it's all said and done, and he deserves to be. But, Jeff, these historic numbers that he's putting up, I don't know. It's if this was happening Bonds and Sosa and McGuire, it would be front page news. It would be ahead of the NFL headlines. But you had that era of baseball, and everybody's mashing, and Brady Anderson's hitting 50, and Brett Boone's hitting 50, and now we see a guy hitting 57, 58, 56, 57. And it's talked about, but I feel like not enough. Not enough by me, to be honest.
Clip, I kind of agree with you with that. I mean, we're watching history here. The record, as you well know, is 61 in the American League by Roger Maris in 1961. And, Clip, as a personal note, I was 9 years old at the time, and my family has relations in Long Island in New York. And I remember being a little 9-year-old boy and going out there for a funeral during 1961. There was a family member who passed away, and we all went out there. And that was the year in which, Roger Maris hit 61 and Mickey Mantle hit 56. And I can remember being a little kid in the car listening to New York Yankees baseball during that time and remembering the incredible excitement there was to see if Roger Maris would beat Babe Ruth's record of 60 and hit 61. And then, of course, he did that. But, Clip, that was during a time where there just weren't so many other sports and so many other sports that were, vying for airtime and television time. I mean, it's a different world now, but boy, back then, and I can remember this, back then baseball was it. And I mean, the whole country was focused on Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle because Mickey Mantle was right behind Roger Maris at that time, and they were waging a battle to see who would be able to break Babe Ruth's record. And then, of course, Roger Maris did, and Mickey Mantle fell a few home runs short. But it captured, I can remember this, and it captured the nation. It really did.
Yeah, and I was growing up, and I guess a teenager at the time of the whole Sosa McGuire thing, and that was a really fun summer. I was a Braves fan, but had kind of adopted the Cubs just because they're on WGN, and really they were a non-threat to my Braves because they were the lovable losers. So I enjoyed watching and listening to Harry Carey and Mark Grace and those teams. So I was pulling for Sammy that year to win the home run battle, but McGuire won. And at the time, And I guess I was young and naive at the time. I wasn't even really thinking about performance enhancers, steroids, that stuff. But it comes out years later, and it's got a black eye on it, and you're not going to see any of those guys in the Hall of Fame. So it's almost like I don't know, Jeff, do we still say Roger Maris, has the record, or is it Bonds? Is it, McGuire? Like, who do we say is the home run king for a season? Hard to say.
Well, that's a good question, Clip. Of course, when you just look at it from the standpoint of who has hit the most home runs in the season, it is Barry Bonds, and then, of course, you have McGuire and you have Sosa. But there's no question that Roger Maris in the 61, it was not tainted. And so I think in a lot of people's mind, more or less the baseball purist mind, that Roger Maris is the all-time record holder, and I think you can make a case for that. And who knows about Aaron Judge? I mean, we have to all assume that he's clean. He's just a huge guy, but he doesn't look like a really steroid guy. I mean, they've got this guy listed at 282 pounds, Clip, and he looks thin. He looks thin. So he's doing some incredible things, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see if he can break the record.
Definitely looks like a tight end in a baseball uniform. You don't see a lot of guys the size of Aaron Judge playing Major League Baseball. Jeff Charles joining us. Alec Burleson getting his first hit of his MLB career over the weekend, Jeff, and saw last night that Cliff Godwin and the ECU staff was out there in St. Louis to go visit Burley. So that was pretty cool to see. And, Jeff, we were talking about it on the show when Burley made his debut. The lack of East Carolina position players in Major League Baseball here of recent note. We've had a lot of pitchers, but we had to go back, and my first guess was Chad Tracy, but Jack Reinheimer, the last position player to get an at-bat before Alec Burleson in Major League Baseball, and hopefully that's the start of something with, Brian Packard and Connor Norby has been hitting very well, and you've got a lot of other guys that are in the minors right now, and you just hope you can see more Pirates up there as position players, because, again, we've had plenty of pitchers, and Gavin Williams could be on track to be the next one for ECU.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think Gavin will be in the show, I don't know, maybe by next year. Who knows, the way they promote pitchers through the system these days, Clip. But you're right, not as many position players. I always go back to Pat Watkins, and when Pat played for the Reds and he played for the Rockies, and he also played briefly for the Miami team, the Marlins, as well. So he had, I think Pat maybe total between all of those three, maybe got a couple of years in Major League Baseball. He had the great career at ECU. But you're right, it'd be good to see some more guys. And, Burley was just tearing it up at Memphis. I mean, he really deserved the call-up. Sometimes these guys, they get the call-up in Major League Baseball. Their AAA stats really aren't that great, but, they're projected to do whatever in Major League Baseball. And so even though their stats are not great at the AAA level, they do get the call. But you look at Burley's stats, and, he was just tearing it up in AAA. So he deserves it. I hope he gets a good shot with the Cardinals. And, of course, the Cardinals are the Cardinals. There they are again in first place. So he's got a chance to really enjoy now this pennant run here in September and postseason play.
And, Jeff, while we're on the topic, I have not talked about this on the show. It came out last week, but the Major League Baseball rule changes that will be implemented next season, and that will ban shifts. It will have, I believe, wider bases, which I think we saw in the minors, but the pitch clock will be coming to Major League Baseball, and it could be a radical move for some and some fans. I've talked to people that have attended minor league games this year, including Brian Hanks, who does the PA for the Down East Wood Ducks, and he talks about how this was early in the season, but they have, I think, out of 15, 20 games they had played, 2 or 3 of them had been less than 2 hours, and they were averaging like 2 hours and 20 minutes a game. So, talk about pace of play, that pitch clock can certainly help. And he says he really likes it as far as the flow goes. We'll see how the major leaguers get used to it. But what do you think of the list of those changes, Jeff, that are coming to MLB next year?
I love the pitch clock, too, Clip. I really do. There's nothing worse than to see a pitcher get the ball back from the catcher and stand around and kick the rubber 4 or 5 times and go to his glove and go to his hat and look out into center field and shake the catcher off 3 or 4 times. And I was watching the game just about a week ago, and there was a guy who was an extremely slow worker. And in my mind, I was counting the seconds between pitches, and he was like 35 to 40 seconds between pitches. And, the fans don't like it. His teammates even don't like it. The guys playing in the field, I mean, they want the game to move along, and they're just standing out there for 40 seconds waiting for the guy to pitch. So I think it's a great move. Don't agree with everything baseball has done in recent years, but this one I like a lot. I still trying to get used to the guy at second base to start the extra innings. I'm not real fond of that clip at all. But again, you flip the coin on the other side, and what's worse than watching a 16-inning 2-2 game? So there are some benefits to it, although I don't like it a whole lot. And the shift, I've kind of gone back and forth on the shift. I really haven't decided if I like the idea of them eliminating it or should you keep the shift. And I understand why they're doing it. Again, it's so sophisticated that you just see a lot of ground balls to the right of second base with three fielders on that side, and that's not the most exciting thing in the world either. But at the same time, these teams have all the analytics and they know how to position their players now to take advantage of their defensive skills. So you kind of take that out of the equation, but there's no doubt there's going to be more action if you just have the guys playing their regular positions, and there are going to be a lot more ground balls and line drives that go into the outfield. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that baseball needs to have offense in the game, and that's why people come to baseball games. They want to see home runs, they want to see doubles, they want to see runs scored. That's the exciting part of the game, and I think we'll see more of that next year.
Jeff Charles joining us on the Pit Electric Live line and talking about some rules, the extra innings rules. We've seen a lot of overtime in college football and NFL already this season, Jeff. And I think Houston has played in 5 overtimes already this year with UTSA and then with Texas Tech on Saturday. UTSA was in another overtime game against Army over the weekend. So I think they've played in 4 overtimes. So those teams giving the fans their money's worth early on. And then we had a tie week 1 in the NFL, which is a really dumb rule that they need to fix because these ties, they get my playoff standings brain all out of whack when I see a tie, and we already got one with the Colts and the Texans. So I don't know, Jeff, if you were sports commissioner, what do you think about the overtime rules in college and pro football? Would you fix them, change them, or are they okay the way they are?
I guess I don't have a real opinion on either one of them, Clip. The other game this past weekend that got everybody's attention, did you see the 7 overtime game between Bowling Green and Eastern Kentucky? 7 overtimes. And finally that game was over, and Eastern Kentucky beat Bowling Green. The reason I've paid attention to that score is because Marshall is at Bowling Green this week.
Oh, yeah.
Big upset of Notre Dame.
I had to check the score on that one, Jeff, and 59-57. I was thinking if you had the over in that one, 7 overtimes is going to help you out. But how about this? I'm looking at the score line here. It looks like a Major League Baseball line, score line. Conversions, overtime 4, 2-2. Overtime 5, they both failed. Overtime 6, 2-2. And then in overtime number 7, Eastern Kentucky got their 2, Bowling Green didn't. So after 2 overtimes, it goes to the alternating 2-point conversion. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it does, and I don't know if what you're looking at there, Clip, has the time of the game on it or not, but I was kind of wondering how long that game went because, as we all know, Clip, and you and I have talked about this before, and we talk about it off the air, the day of the college football 3-hour game is over.
Oh, yeah.
And I can remember, that was not that long ago. I mean, college football games were played in 2:45, 2:50, 2:55 before 3 hours. And now, it's 3.5, 3:45, which I think is too long. And, we can talk about the replays and how long they take. And I think everybody gets frustrated with that. And then, of course, with all the games on television, you have all the television timeouts as well. But, I'm all for, in sports, Clip, I'm all for moving the thing around and along. And, baseball, I think, is making some good changes. I wish football would do the same at the college level. And do some things to speed the game up just a little bit. I'd like to see that in both sports, actually.
And, Jeff, if you're scoring at home, how about 4 hours and 26 minutes for that game the other day?
426?
Yep.
Bowling Green, Eastern Kentucky?
That's right.
Wow. I'll see how many people were around at the end.
Yeah, right. Jeff, I was out at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium on Saturday. Chandler and I went. We got there late. We had to leave early, of course, for the post game, but not the 51,000 there the week before, but I would say a spirited Pirate crowd, and it was fun to see the defense go to work. Just some eye-popping stats. I've been running over them all week, but they were just very impressive. How about 41-19? We're talking about time. How about time of possession on Saturday, Jeff? East Carolina dominating that category, just about doubled Old Dominion in plays ran. And first downs was 30-12, I believe, East Carolina. And the score a little closer maybe than how well the Pirates dominated the stat sheet, but that was due to Old Dominion hitting some quick strikes and East Carolina, not cashing in every opportunity. But still good to get a win on Saturday, and Pirates look pretty good out there at times.
Yeah, they really did, Clip, and they did exactly double the amount of plays. ODU ran 43 plays, and the Pirates ran 86. And I'll tell you the other stat. And I realize it's only 2 games, but the other stat that jumps off the page at you so far is how well East Carolina has defended the run. They're only giving up 74 yards per game on the ground, which is terrific. Now, I know it's a small sample size, and we've got a long way to go. And you got Navy coming up here from Saturday. You know how they can run up numbers rushing the football. But so many good things, so many positive things that came out of that. And you're right, too, about the crowd. It rained off and on throughout the game. It rained pretty hard about an hour before the game. And so you always wonder about how many folks are going to be in the stands. But I think there was a legit 36,000 there. And they were very enthusiastic. I mean, that's the hardcore Pirate fan base that is out there that will brave the elements. And that's what East Carolina has as far as numbers are concerned. And so I thought it was good. I know talking to the players and the coaches after the game, they said, hey, this crowd was great. They were very enthusiastic. It was loud down there on the field. And so it was terrific. And I'll tell you what was heartwarming, Cliff, is when Owen Daffer went out there to kick his first field goal. And I don't know if you were there at the time or not, but, Pirate fans gave him a big ovation. And that had to really lift that kid up. And tip of the cap to the Pirate fans who did that. That was really important for that kid.
We were on the way, Jeff, so we heard you on the call talking about it, which was great. We heard the ovation and heard you mentioning what that big cheer was all about, and you had a good call on his field goal too, knocked it down. So I was glad to be able to hear that. Yeah,
well, Owen is a great kid, and I know you've gotten to know him, Clip, over the last couple of years. I've got to know him pretty well. His family too. I've met his members of his family, and so he's just a super nice kid, and so you really pull for the good guys, and he is one of those. And I don't have any doubt in my mind he's going to bounce back. I mean, this is the same guy that made all those pressure kicks last year, and you look at the NFL. Look what happened in the NFL on some.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
Missing field goals left and right. I mean, it's just going to happen. It's the nature of the beast. And they've got a new holder this year. They've got a new snapper, and so they're trying to work some things out. And they'll get it worked out. Owen Daffer will go on, and he'll have some terrific games in the future. I'm convinced of that.
Talking to the voice, Jeff Charles, I'll tell you another Pirate I got to know, not personally, but as a player, and that's Jalen Johnson. Big game for him with 9 catches on Saturday. And Shirley and Chandler and I try to pick a fantasy player at the end of every pregame show who's going to have the big numbers. And I think it's going to be tough this year because, especially in the passing game, it looks like, Jeff, whatever the defense is giving East Carolina, Holton Ahlers is going to take it. And if that is maybe crowding C.J. Johnson after a big game week 1, then they'll work to the outside and find Jalen Johnson, Isaiah Winstead. If those guys get extra attention, then watch out for Ryan Jones, C.J. on the inside. I mean, it's almost like a pick your poison. Again, small sample size, but really like what I'm seeing from this passing game and how Holton Ahlers has so many weapons to work with.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Clip. And Shane Calhoun's doing a great job at that tight end position with Ryan Jones. The little guy, Kerry King, we keep hearing about how fast he is and how they're trying to get him on the field more, number 17. And he had a catch last week. I think we're going to see more of him. And then Josiah Hatfield is coming back this week, and he hasn't played yet because of that 2-game suspension. But Josiah will be out there on Saturday. So, you throw all of those guys in the mix, and then all of a sudden you've got some depth and you've got a lot of weapons that Holton can go to. And so, it looks really good. And, going into the year, we were all very concerned about losing Tyler Snead and how the Pirates were going to compensate for that. Well, to this point, they've certainly got guys who can step up and fill the void, and they're doing a terrific job.
Jeff Charles joining us. Jeff, I talked to former ECU safety Chip Thompson. I did a little Twitter Spaces on Sunday talking NFL, and he was hyping up his 49ers before they lost to the Bears the other day. But Chip said he's really enjoyed watching Juwan Powell play so far this year. And I was thinking about it, who is there a star on the defense? It's a great collection of guys getting it done right now. But we've seen, obviously, Julius Wood make some plays, and Stringer and Jira and Elijah Morris up front, and Jeremy Lewis and of course X and Miles and Bates. All that. I mean, is there a star on this defense, Jeff, or is it just a group of really good players together right now?
I think that's what it is, Cliff. I don't know if there is a star.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe if the guys put up some great stats, there will be a first team or two AAC player on defense. Right now, I couldn't tell you who that's going to be.
Right.
Malik Fleming, too.
Yeah.
He's playing great at that other corner position. So he's doing a really nice job. The secondary is playing well. The linebackers are playing well. And they're too deep at a lot of those positions because you mentioned Gerard Stringer, who had a terrific game this past week. Well, Jira Wilson can also play that position. They can give each other a break. And we know all about the depth up front, Clip, with the defensive line. And it's tough to get notoriety as a defensive lineman unless you're an edge rusher and you're getting quarterback sacks. And the Pirates are hoping that Jeremy Lewis from right here in Greenville will be that guy. And, of course, we're only 2 games in, so he's got a long way to go this year. But I just like the defense as a whole. I think that's Blake Harrell's philosophy is we all play as one. We all play as a unit. We rally to the football and bring it every play. And he's able to get guys in and out. And, again, I go back to that great stat, 74 yards is all they're giving up on the ground through 2 games, which is terrific. Now, they've got to shore up a few things in the secondary, and I think those were mental mistakes last week rather than physical mistakes. And then you've got to give credit to Allie Jennings, who's a receiver at ODU. And I know he was wide open a lot, and maybe some guys were missing some assignments, but at the same time, he's a great route runner, and he is able to find the seams in the defense. And as you remember last week, Coach Houston certainly warned us about him and saying how good he is because he recruited him when Coach was at James Madison. He went to West Virginia, and he was a productive receiver at West Virginia. Had a couple of pretty good years there, and now here he is at Old Dominion where he's really the featured guy. So, it's a combination of things. I know they've gone back to the drawing board this week, Clip, and they're trying to correct some of those mistakes in the secondary, and I'm sure they will for the game coming up this Saturday.
Yeah, 200, 3 touchdowns for Jennings. He was a one-man show. Really impressive on Saturday. Campbell up next, Jeff. We talked to Chris Haymeyer, voice of the Fighting Camels, who you know very well, yesterday on the show, and he said when Campbell wins on Saturday, out of respect to you, he's not going to say painted orange. So Chris is talking a big game ahead of this one, voice. If you see him, you need to let him know who's the boss in town here in Greenville, okay?
Yeah, well, I will see him, and I did a podcast with Chris earlier this week. But I'll tell you one thing about this Campbell team. Cliff, they are huge.
Yeah.
They're one of the biggest football teams I think I've ever seen, and people will say Campbell and FCS and Big South and all that. Well, look at the sizes of these guys. I mean, those tackles are like 365 and 355 and 6'7" and 6'8". And then they've got a lot of experience, too. They've got a lot of graduate guys, fifth-year guys on this team, and a lot of transfers. They got transfers on this team from Power 5 programs. It's just hard for me being around here as long as I have, Clip, to even think about Campbell having football and having a football program.
Yeah.
Because for years, East Carolina played Campbell in basketball, and they did not have football, but here they are, and they're doing a nice job with their program. And Mike Minter, I've never heard anybody have a bad word to say about Mike Minter, including my partner on the broadcast, Kevin Monroe, who was in the Panthers camp as an undrafted free agent when Mike Minter was a big star. with the Panthers, and Kevin said he was so gracious with his time, and he was teaching all the rookies, all the ins and outs of playing in the secondary. And I just hear so many good things about Mike Minter, and I just think he's doing a great job at Campbell, and I think they're exceeding expectations. They're going into the CAA next year, and they went up to William and Mary last week, and William and Mary's a very good football program, very good team, number 20 in the FCS poll last week, and they were right there with them, had a chance to win. So hats off to Campbell. They're going to bring a good football team in here on Saturday.
Looking forward to seeing what happens. Our pregame coverage begins 2 o'clock. We'll talk to Jeff Charles on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. We enjoy our hour with Jeff when East Carolina's playing at home. We'll do that again on Saturday. Of course, the UB Pirate preview coming up Friday at noon, hosted by the voice Jeff Charles as well. And Jeff, seeing if the Pirates can get to 2-1 on the year and get ready for Navy the following Saturday. We always appreciate your time, Jeff, and we'll see you this weekend. We'll see you Friday at noon at UBE.
Yeah, absolutely. Junior Smith is scheduled to be our special guest, the all-time leading rusher in the history of Pirate football. Always good to see Junior, and so we'll welcome all the Pirate fans down to UBE at noon on Friday. Enjoy the clip as always.
Thank you, voice. Jeff Charles joining us on this Wednesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Jeff there on the Pit Electric Live line. Junior Smith coming up, former East Carolina coach, and, of course, awesome running back for East Carolina. Going to join Jeff on the program to talk about a couple of awesome running backs that are currently playing for ECU. We'll talk Keaton Mitchell, Rajay Harris, and, hey, maybe a little Marlon Gunn with our next guest, Patrick Mason, when we return on Pirate Radio Live here on a Wednesday. Back with you, Braves and Giants locked up at 1 on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Da Buck.
Da Buck.
Back-to-back home runs for the Mariners. Maybe back-to-back-to-back. They lead the Padres 3-0. Julio hit another one for Seattle. And let's just say the White Sox are playing too. And we'll leave it at that on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Da Buck.
Da Buck. And did you say during the last break that you wanted to open up the Rage Room?
Yeah, I do have a mini Rage I want to get to, and we're going to ask Patrick about the White Sox and Iowa, so I figured it'd be a good time to open up the Anger Management Rage Room.
All right, sounds good.
When we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Here today with Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood. Hey, Jeff, how's inventory going?
Inventory levels are increasing. For the first time in over 45 days, we have Mazdas in stock, Buick in stock, Cadillac in stock, and GMC in stock. I highly encourage the customer to go to gmc.com, build and price their vehicle, share that with Brown & Wood, and let us place your order. We need some price protection for these customers, and you got to place an order to have that.
Brown & Wood, your #1 dealership in Greenville, and the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Beauty Bar Medi Spa wants to know if you are ready to fall into beauty October 7th through the 14th. All services and products will be on sale. Botox, filler, painless laser hair removal, facials, RF microneedling, rejuvenating laser treatments to treat brown spots, wrinkles, texture, veins, and skin tightening. And now, the only facility in the area to offer non-surgical under-eye fat pad treatments. BeautyBarMedispa.com, Red Banks Road, Greenville. Go Pirates!
Christie's Europub is the perfect place to relax, grab a bite, and enjoy a drink. Located in the heart of Greenville and just a few blocks from ECU's campus, Christie's offers lunch, dinner, and late night with live music every Sunday. Come and have brunch Monday through Friday from 11 to 3 or Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 4. Scratch cooking takes time, so relax and enjoy a pint at Christie's Europub today. For the latest information, check them out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or visit them online at christieseuropub.com.
This is Martin Truex Jr., and as a NASCAR Cup Series champion, I love one-stop shopping. When I need fresh tires or fuel during a race, my pit crew takes care of everything. Off the track, I have an Auto Owners independent agent. They handle all my insurance in one place: car, home, life, and business. Get your own pit crew and find a local agency with Auto Owners Insurance.
This is Norm Bryant with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates.
If you have family coming over this summer, the last thing you need is sweaty relatives. Guarantee your air conditioning system is ready to keep everybody cool. Call Delcor. Buy a new train system and make no payments until 2023. It's hard to stop a train. With inflation and high gas prices, you don't need another payment. So buy this month and make no payments until 2023. Go to DelcorInc.com or call 252-321-8868. Delcor, the service professionals.
I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have kept the fires burning for Eastern North Carolina Whole Hog Barbecue. At Sam Jones, you'll find our smokehouse pumping out wood-fired meats, cooked fresh every single day. There are no freezers at our place. Everything, and we mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Stop in and see us, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. At Sam Jones Barbecue, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors.
When I need jeans, I order online because I know exactly what I want. They have just one moving part, and if there's something wrong, I exchange them. Buying a vehicle, especially pre-owned, is way different. Lots of moving parts. You don't want to get stuck. For a worry-free purchase, visit Phelps Chevrolet. We've been here in town a very long time. You know us. You know we stand behind everything we sell. Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville. Come get you one.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
Hi, this is Morgan Ehlers, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour brought to you by Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Drive a little and save a lot with a short trip to Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Highway 264 in Washington at WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for all the boat owners. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food and your engines with great gasoline. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
All right, back with you, Pirate Radio Live here on a Wednesday. Let's welcome in Patrick Mason joining us to the program from the Daily Reflector. How you doing today, Patrick?
Pretty good. How's it going?
Good. It's Victory Wednesday. Your Bears win, Commanders win, Dolphins win. Have the Panthers won yet?
0-1.
They still haven't won a game. It's when are they going to win one?
You know, we were supposed to have a rematch last night, and it got delayed. It got canceled.
Bad weather. I hear they play bad weather games in Chicago.
They do.
It's not a problem for you guys, right, Patrick? But, Patrick, there is a lot to complain about, and there's a lot to rage about. So, Shirley, if you could hit the music real quick. Let's open up a quick edition of the Anger Management Rage Room. Is work making you furious? Are the kids making your blood boil, Patrick?
They certainly can.
Does your ex have you seeing red? Are you stalking your ex's Facebook, Patrick?
No, I got blocked.
Hey, you're an honest man. There's a way to release that anger, and it's right here in Greenville. Let your next therapy session be at Anger Management Rage Room, Greenville's premier rage room. You can smash, bash, destroy objects in a design rage room that gives you the ability to vent in a nice, harmless, legal way, and you stay out of trouble in the outside world. For more information, check out Anger Management's website, angermgmtnc.com. angermgmtnc.com. Book your therapy session today. I wanted to bring this up, and believe it or not, it's not even football related. It is basketball related. And I saw a tweet, and the smoke was coming out of my ears. I've been okay. I wouldn't say okay. I have gone along with all these changes. NIL, portal, conference realignment. I don't like it, but I'm like, all right, whatever. I love sports. I love games. I love talking about them. I like picking them. I like discussing them. So whatever you do, I'm a sucker. I'm on board. I'll join the circus and I'll watch your sport. But man, they are trying. They are trying to push me over the edge. They are trying to get me to not like sports anymore. And the one way you could do that is mess with the most perfect thing that there is in sports, and that is the NCAA basketball tournament. You want to piss off everybody, myself included. You want to get people to stop watching the product. Change the most perfect thing, the most pure thing going. I know it's not pure. Everything's sponsored, and after games you have to have the right water and the right soda and the right. So I get it. It's all that crap made for TV. But we still have that 14-3 upset, the 15-2. We had the 16-1. There will be another one in our lifetime. Or will there? I don't know. Maybe that was history. But, man, that's what we love about March Madness. And then at the end of it, it all corrects itself, and the big boys are playing for the championship. But for that one weekend, the little guy has his say, and it is magical. Well, now discussions are being had. SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey has talked with major college sports stakeholders and the willingness to consider changing the NCAA tournament. It's just discussions now, but discussions lead to changes. And the discussion is, should the tournament stay as it is or change to a 68-team at-large format, where now you're taking the top 68 rather than those conference tournament qualifiers that get in, which is what makes it so special. I've already got some bones to pick with the tournament, including having the first four in Dayton and making conference champions play in that tournament. That is stupid. Conference champions should play on Thursday and Friday. At-larges should play in Dayton for the first four. But you know what? Whatever. I still watch it. It's fine. But if you take away the little guy, the David, and just throw Goliath, and even crap Goliath, who wants to see the 12th best ACC team instead of Long Island? I don't care. I don't want to see that. Keep it for the little guy. The big boys win out at the end. If they change this, it will be a huge, huge mistake. Huge mistake. And it will make me rage. This is a pre-rage. This isn't even a real rage. But that's my rage.
The rage before the rage.
Exactly. Chandler, you got anything today?
I actually do have something. I was on TikTok the other day, came across this video of someone eating while they were telling a story, and I was like, there's something about this video that is really just getting on my nerves really bad. And I went to the comments, and there it was. The people spoke for me. The person eating was scraping their teeth as they were eating with the fork. So it was it was making that sound. Just like, why can't someone eat like a normal person? The person was literally taking their teeth, biting down the fork, and scraping the food off the fork, and it was basically equivalent to, nails on a chalkboard.
That's terrible, but I hate to do this and top you, but why are you watching it?
They were telling a story. I wanted to hear the story.
What was the story about?
It was, I can't even remember, but on TikTok, there's a lot of stories about how there was an interaction in a grocery store or something like this.
I guess. Just don't watch it, though.
Yeah, just read. Read words I write.
Yeah. But
go to reflector.com for once in your life, kid.
Nah, I mean, it gave me something to rage about in the anger management.
But man, the teeth fork, there's like the nails chalkboard thing. There's just some man.
Well, and you know what? You're right. I shouldn't have to watch it if I don't like it. But there is, I've been around people that eat like that. And
hey, look, we eat on our watch-alongs, live streams, and it's probably unpleasant. But look, we're hungry, and if you want to tune out during that time, that's fine. Come back and join us. But I mean, it's not very pleasant to hear our fat asses smacking up here, probably.
Oh, absolutely not.
All right. Shirley, any rages today?
Yes, happened to be today. Right here on, what is that, Reed Circle and Evans Street right up here. You have the two-lane road, and then the left-hand lane turns into a turn lane right before you get to the stoplight if you are coming from 10th Street. Folks, If I am in the right-hand lane and you are driving and all of a sudden you realize, oops, I'm not supposed to be in this lane if I would like to continue going forward instead of turning left, do not cut me off. And better yet, don't even bother turning your turn signal on. Stop. Just stop and wait until I go by. Because for God's sakes, if one more person pops out in front of me like that, it's just not going to be pretty.
All right. Stop.
And I'm going to keep it short and simple because I am so sick of that. Because here's the thing. If I'm in the right-hand lane, I have the right of way. You are running out of road, so to speak.
You
You
lost
must
your road.
wait to merge.
You have no road.
Wait, you have no Yeah, you have no road. You must stop, or you can go left. Doesn't matter to me. I don't really care. Just stay out of my lane.
All right, Patrick. Iowa sucks.
Yeah. I had a couple different ways to go. Obviously, Iowa, White Sox. But I'm going to kind of stay on brand here. It happened to me today, too. We had to do a Zoom call today with, like 100-plus people. And my goodness, the people who do not know how to use Zoom, like the mute function, by now, I mean, we're, 2 years into this thing? I mean, it's insane. People talking and, dogs barking, lawnmowers going. I mean, it's just brutal. I mean, just getting people on the same page. I mean, it drives me nuts.
Oh, Patrick, calm down, man. Jeez.
We like to see Patrick fired up, right?
He is so fired up right now.
Yeah, it took all my power just not to scream into my own mic. And just,
when's the last time you raised your voice, would you say?
It happens sometimes. I honestly probably watching White Sox baseball, but
a sporting event.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm pretty even. I do.
So that you ever raise your voice at your dog to stop?
Yeah, I got one dog. Like if he sees something move outside, he's barking at it. He's got to let him know he's there. But usually I'm pretty even. But some things just drive me up a wall.
I knew Patrick had a dog. You know why? He's got that dog in him.
You got that dog in him.
That's right.
Got that dog in him. Did you ever get in a fight when you were growing up?
Probably, yeah, when I was younger. I haven't gotten in a fight in a long time.
Really?
It's actually so. My younger brother was getting bullied on the bus, and my mom. I was in a different school at this point. I'm maybe a couple years older than my brother, and she made me go out to the bus stop and meet my brother there, and I had to rumble with this kid who was giving him problems.
So did your mom order you to fight?
She did. She said,
"That is awesome."
She said, "Go out there and solve this." And I'm like, I'm a little skinny kid. I'm like, oh man, I got to rumble with this guy, but we got it done, and it was settled.
Don't mess with the Masons.
That's right.
People forget Anthony Mason, actually, your older brother too.
Yeah, we claim all the professional Masons.
All right. Desmond Mason
Derek
was a
Mason.
guard. Derek Mason was a great receiver.
Trey Mason.
Right.
Trey Mason, running back. Auburn.
Chad Moore on Twitter said, here's a rage. People who drive with 1 foot out of the window or passengers who put their feet on the dashboard or out the window. Your feet go on the floor.
Okay.
There's a rage against our very own Stephen Igoe and us.
I saw that.
By Mike P.
No,
not Mike P. I'm sorry. It was Mr. Juan.
Juan. I don't have it pulled up. Pull it up. Oh, here it is. My anger management rage room submission is when Pirate Radio and Stephen Igoe don't set up their cameras to keep the backdrop in the frame. That's pretty good.
That's good.
Pretty good rage there.
Yeah.
Of course, Igoe uses an excuse. At Pirate Radio, we say, you know what, you're right, we'll do better. Igoe says, I'll set it up better as soon as we have the money to buy a legit video camera.
What does the camera have to do with it?
I don't know. Igoe, man. Hey, Mr. Excuses is what I call him. I hope he comes on the show. We've been bashing him all day. I hope he's not listening. He might not show up. Let's take a break real quick. That's the Anger Management Rage Room. We'll talk some Pirate football and more with Patrick Mason when we return after these words.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for all you boat owners. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates.
I can't think of anyone who doesn't love a clean car, but how often do you actually go to the car wash? Does it take too long, or maybe it's just not a very nice place? Tommy's Express changes everything. Our wash is bright, inviting, clean, and fast.
I love the flat conveyor belt. So easy to pull onto, much smoother ride, and safer for my car.
And when you join Tommy Club, you can wash as often as you like for one low monthly price.
I save money and time.
We're Tommy's Express.
At the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road, Greenville.
Did you know time spent outdoors can help improve your children's health and bring balance to their life? The Outdoor Heritage Advisory Council invites you to join the Patch program. This program is for any child under the age of 16 and includes activities like fishing, hunting, and hiking. These are just one of the many ways you can earn the exclusive patches from the Outdoor Heritage Council. For more information on how to sign up and get your adventure started, visit outdoorheritage.nc.gov.
Pabst is the place where things are exactly as you remember them, right down to the flicker of an old neon sign. Why is it flickering? I don't know. I'm a voice, not a neon mechanic.
Pabst is the place.
Hey Pirate fans, get stocked up for tailgating season with PBR at your favorite retailer. Look for the QR code on the PBR display and register for a chance to win a pizza oven. Game day or any day, all Pirates prefer PBR.
Come and explore great shopping in downtown Washington at Naughty Life. Hi, this is Gina from Naughty Life, and new fall merchandise is arriving every day, featuring all the new Yeti products, like the loadout buckets and waterproof dry duffel bags. We have new fall clothes for men, women, and children. At Naughty Life, we have something perfect for any occasion, like new jewelry and a great selection of sunglasses from Costa, Reflect, and RCI. Visit Naughty Life on Main Street in historic downtown Washington, and like us on Instagram and Facebook.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Kyle Gaines at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We are growing, so is our service department. We're adding more space to provide a faster, more affordable service for you. Come sit down with our team and let us customize your next Jeep or truck. Have the freedom to pick out your own lift, wheels, and tires and more. Drive a little, save a lot when it comes to customizing your next vehicle. We're at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, located off 264 West in Washington, North Carolina, and online at WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com.
This is Stephen Igoe. You've heard from me plenty on Pirate Radio Live and perhaps have read some of my work on HoistTheColors.net. Now, get an extension of our in-depth coverage on the Hoist the Colors podcast. From game previews to immediate post-game analysis to emergency podcasts for breaking news, we've got you covered. A cast of guest co-hosts from fans, former coaches, and other writers join me for 2 podcasts weekly to break down all things ECU athletics. Subscribe to Hoist the Colors now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.
This is Coach Donnie Kirkpatrick, offense coordinator for ECU football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour brought to you by Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Drive a little and save a lot with a short trip to Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Highway 264 in Washington at WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back for the latest breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner. Be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our social media. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PR927FM. Join the over 59,000 followers today. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
All right, welcome back to the show, Shirley Rhodes, Patrick Mason, and Chandler, I don't know if I should call you a rat or a coward. I heard what you just said.
What?
To Stephen. You said, I've been talking junk, but Clip's...
Have I not said that I can't talk trash?
Clip's having a field day. You just wait till you get in there.
He heard it. He's heard it. There is no ratting out if he's heard it.
So have you been talking junk?
He addressed it. Am I supposed to lie? Because I'm not a liar.
You lied to him.
What did I say?
You said I hadn't been talking junk, but Clip's having a field day.
I haven't. I can't talk junk. I even said that earlier. I said I don't have room to talk.
All right, fine. You hadn't been saying anything.
And that is the truth.
Okay, fine. Patrick, we're out of time. Thanks for hanging out.
Mom and Dad are fighting. I don't like it.
Look, we got to get back on Patrick's level.
Yeah,
man.
we did.
That's not fun.
We got to get back on track.
Patrick. Patrick, Pirates, how long can you hang out with us?
For a little while.
All right. Can you join us on Igoe's first segment?
Yeah.
All right, because we got to take another break. But I'll get your solo thoughts here. It's up to you. I'm just saying we hadn't had a lot. I went kind of along with Jeff. We had the anger management. We hadn't had Patrick time today, you know?
That's right.
We got to have Patrick time.
Yeah, just next thing's up is practice. So.
You know what? I was actually going to say, I feel like Patrick's segments are always so fast. I feel like he's in here and he's out of here.
He's in and out, man.
All business.
All business. No, I did want to talk about Iowa. Like,
is it heaven?
No, it's hell.
Not this season.
Is this hell? Did you see, and I didn't get this at first, the cameos?
So they were trolling the offensive coordinator, Brian Ferentz,
who is the son of
the head coach, Kirk Ferentz. Yes.
It's hard to even get into, but if you're into it, it was Bob Stoops and then Fran, right?
Yeah, the basketball
McCaffrey.
coach.
Yeah. Somebody paid them to unknowingly talk junk about the offensive coordinator of Iowa.
Right. They just gave him a name. Say this kid's name is Brian. And
hey, Brian. And it's really funny. It was really well done. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, you can go seek it out and find it. But so they scored 7 the unorthodox way in a win over South Dakota State. And then they scored 7 the traditional way. They scored a touchdown like 2 minutes into the game against their rival Iowa State, and then didn't score the rest of the game.
Right. It was really bad.
I don't know how that's possible in 2022, but good grief. And Kirk Ferentz is almost a kind of guy now that can write his own ticket, say when he's done, because he's won so much and has been there so long. Is he the longest tenured coach?
He is. Yeah, he's been there like 24 years or something like that.
Do you think that's how he goes out? Does he call his own shot? Is it like a 4-step down, or
I'm not really worried about Kirk. I wouldn't think. I think the problem is that it's his son who's the offensive coordinator, because I think anyone else in that position gets fired. Or at least some sort of change, just change in title.
It's 2022. They're scoring 7 a game.
Right. It's really bad.
It is awful. So
I think they have the worst offense in the country, like yards per game wise.
I would think so with those with the numbers they are not putting up right now. So there is that. Anything on the White Sox before we move on?
I mean, they're playing well now, but I think it's just coming way too late because the Guardians aren't losing, and I think they're going to be 4 games back at this point with like 19 games left.
Yeah.
It's not great.
The Cleveland Guardians.
Yeah, they're a good team. They just don't make mistakes. They don't beat themselves.
We did watch after you left last week, which I think the White Sox came back and beat the Mariners that day we were watching it. But, man, you said something about their defense, and Igo and I were watching it. They do just play some lackadaisical, sloppy defense. It's kind of gross to watch.
Yeah, it's just the team just going through the motions. And I mean, like I said, they're playing good now, but it's just way too late.
We were talking, my rage was about the NCAA tournament and Greg Sankey and talking about potentially making it all at larges. And Mike P. says, St. Peter's beats Kentucky and the SEC wants to change everything. This stinks. More like SEC Commissioner Greg Stanky.
Hey.
Got him. Well done, Mike P. Let's get a break in. Patrick, you're welcome to hang out and talk football with us. Igo and I. We need to take a break, though.
Patrick, you have the honor of listening to the famous Igo song.
Yeah, we got to play the Igo intro song. Good news, it is in double speed, so we'll get through it kind of fast. Steven Igo, hoist the colors. I've been waiting to talk Broncos football with Igo since Monday night. We'll do that. We'll give out some ECU awards and more when we return. Pirate Radio Live after this.
Are you ready, Pirate fans? Freeboot Friday is back. Uptown Greenville and the city of Greenville invites you to Freeboot Friday, the official pep rally of home ECU football games. Join fans for live music, food trucks, beer and wine, children activities, and more. The Free Boot Fun takes place from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. each Friday before ECU home football games in 5 Points Plaza. Visit Uptown Greenville for more information, and as always, go Pirates!
Mow like a pro with Hustler Turf zero-turn mowers. They engineer their mowers to be maintenance and service friendly for the everyday homeowner while not sacrificing the build and cut quality they're known for. From the heavy-duty frame to the welded steel deck to their trademark smooth track steering, Hustler Turf zero-turn mowers deliver professional grade cut quality for a perfectly manicured lawn. Come into Ron Ayers Motorsports to see the Hustler difference for yourself today. Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11, north of the airport in Greenville.
Love is finding the internet of your dreams from MetroNet. Get ready for fast, reliable, 100% fiber speeds with unlimited data so you can stream, study, surf, and game on all your devices simultaneously. No lag times or buffering. MetroNet offers student deals. Get 100 megabit internet for just $39.95 a month. Switch today at metronet.com/switch. MetroNet. Love your internet.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Are you having an event, party, or fundraiser? Call Sparky's to come on site. Remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com to see where they'll be next.
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
I'm Donald Stocks, owner of PIP Marketing Signs Print. We are your one-stop shop for just about anything printed. If we're not your go-to printer, please give us a call at 355-1636. We have over 80 five-star Google reviews and want you to be our next more than satisfied and well-pleased customer. Check us out at growatpip.com or stop in to see us at 3185 Mosley Drive in Greenville. PIP, where business goes to grow.
Ahoy there, mateys! It's Captain Jack Spare of R&R Tire Express, your local tire and wheel shop in Greenville, offering affordable, easy payment options for easy ownership, savvy? Our customers love our treasure of tires and wheels, easy payment options, and customer care package, too. To learn more about R&R, stop by 3920 US 264 or rnrtires.com.
Hey Pirates, this is Holt Nailers. A big part of my success on the field is what I eat at home. To keep my body filled up, I order meals off a Clean Eats meal plan. I choose the meals I want from 6 different meals offered each week, and I pick them up on Sunday or Monday at the cafe on Red Banks Road. Each meal is packed with the perfect mix of healthy proteins, carbs, and veggies to keep my engine running at full speed. Go to cleaneats.com, click on meal plans, or stop by the cafe and get all the info. Clean Eats and the Pirates, a winning combination.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. To get the business services that are right for your business today, contact the team of experienced local bankers at First Bank. The team includes bankers you can trust like Ashley Capps, Lee Watson, Bonner Lathan, Chris Richards, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nesbitt. First Bank, together with their customers, are creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. First Bank on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
All right, back with you 3 deep. I swear I'm not trolling Patrick Mason. Like, I want you to talk. I want to get your thoughts, but I feel like you've just been kind of sitting here and we've been doing all the talking. But it is what it is. You're more of a writer anyway.
That's right.
Maybe you should write. Could you write a transcript of our show every day? How much would you charge?
No. All the money. That is the worst part about the job.
Igo, do you still do that? Oh, before he talks. Steven, do you transcribe the press conference? I think Malcolm used to do that back in the day.
The press conference, like on Monday or Tuesday now. No, I use the transcript that ECU Pirates uses. I think one of their guys under Malcolm does it now.
That is a thankless job.
I do it post game.
You transcribe the whole thing?
It takes me at least an hour. Yeah. I know you transcribe a lot too before you write.
Man.
It takes a long time.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Speaking of taking a long time and the worst, let's get to Igo's intro.
Yeah. We should skip it.
Hit it straight. No, we can't.
We got to be out of here about 5:35.
Okay, we will. It's a fast version.
Igo. He's the one you know.
I tell you, put the pep in the step.
Igo. He's the Boomer's bro. Igo. He's the MLB the show.
It's only like 2.5 minutes.
Igo.
Sped up.
Where did Chandler go?
How much?
How long? Igo. I'm sitting right here, bro.
Shirley, how long is this file?
Igo. This song continues to grow. Igo.
About a minute and a half. Igo. Can you just get back to the show? Yeah.
A minute and a half left.
Igo. All right, this is Michael Rascal. Igo. They go in, let the coach know.
Here's that guy that hits home runs.
He's already hit one today. We should have
The Mariners play every Wednesday afternoon because it's like every time I'm here, there's a game on.
Hello.
I love the Marinero jersey. Did you see that?
Oh, I didn't even know they were wearing that.
Marinero.
Igo.
Sounds like a new Oreo.
Sebastiano! Igo. He's back in studio. Igo.
Idea.
You're up. I'll take on a rent pro.
This is a great idea, I swear, at the time.
Igo came up with it. Now it's just like, why are we wasting time on this?
Igo.
Oh, I stubbed my toe.
Igo.
It's a good
Igo. I'll just do this week's live on the show.
All right.
Igo. ¿Dónde está el banjo?
All right, we're almost at the end.
Igo.
This is normal speed. Should we say something about the Broncos?
What about Gino?
That was poor.
Igo.
Didn't even rhyme.
It did. Bronco, Gino.
Gino. That doesn't rhyme at all.
Igo, Gino. I don't know.
I say it does.
Yes.
Since Gino was my idea.
It's a half rhyme.
Geno Smith.
He's surprisingly old.
If you
in his 30s.
Rank your quarterbacks, Igo starters, where's Geno Smith?
32nd. And he did throw for like 5 yards in the second half when it mattered.
All right, look.
I mean,
we got to talk about the end and
the end of the Mariners Braves. Yeah, that was a great ending on Sunday to that series.
The Braves kept coming back and the Mariners kept winning. Was it the epic game? Was that Saturday or Sunday?
That was Sunday.
Yeah.
Braves scored. It was 6-2 Mariners going to the ninth. Braves scored 5. Your boy Michael Harris hit a 3-run bomb. They scored all 5 with 2 outs, and then Robbie Grossman hit a bomb to give him a 1-run lead. Then Julio took Jansen deep to tie it. Then Eugenio Suarez walked it off.
What if Nathaniel Hackett was coaching the Mariners that day? What do you think he would have done in the 9th inning?
He probably would have played for the tie.
Maybe put Julio into pitch.
Yeah.
Maybe settle. Probably just do take sign all inning and see if he could walk a run in. Look, that guy sucks. I made a joke early in the game that Vic Fangio is on the hot seat because it just looked like the same Broncos from last year to me. They got all this talent. They didn't throw the ball to Cortland Sutton at all game.
He had like 5 catches for 80 yards, didn't he?
All coming in the fourth quarter if he did. He had a
30-yard catch in the second quarter.
Fine. Nathaniel,
if you're going to come with the juice,
no, you're right. I should
make your facts right.
I should bring facts. The whole fumble at the one thing was kind of hilarious because everybody called for Javonte Williams, and then he did it after Gordon.
Of course, he ran into his offensive lineman as soon as he got the handoff.
But that last minute was that was just a coach in his first game freaking out, I think. There's no way that was the plan.
I mean, I'm already past it.
I know you are.
I'm on to the Houston Texans. But no, I mean, it was I've seen a lot of dumb stuff in sports in my brief life that's getting a lot older. But that was by far the dumbest.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you've got a $50 million quarterback you just traded for. That was his moment. He's playing on the field. He's done this a million times.
On that exact field?
On that exact field. Like, that's his moment. Like, let him win or lose in that moment. And 4th and 5, you know, the odds speak for themselves. If you convert it there at the minute to go, then you're in field goal range. Like, max range is not ideal to be in when you have a minute left in the game. You don't just settle for, 64 is his max range on the left hash. Let's try. The funniest part is, and honestly, I just kind of laugh at it now, but, like, they had the broadcast view of Joe Buck and Troy Aikman talking, and they were, like, breaking down what Russell Wilson was going to do on 4th down. And they go back to the field, and McManus is just, like, kicking the ball. Like, there's no awareness from the announcing crew that they're attempting a field goal. And, like, they're going to go with McManus here. And luckily they called timeout to ice him, because I would have lost my mind if they just, like, panned from that to, hey, here's McManus for the game winner.
I watched the Manning cast, and Peyton Manning, somebody watched the video back. Apparently he called timeout like 64 times. Peyton Manning did.
Somebody made a good point, too, that, like, Peyton, think about it. If Peyton were the quarterback and that was his situation, he would have called timeout. Right. Like, he would not have deferred to the coaches. And, I guess, like, if you're Russell Wilson, you just go with what the coaches say. But, like, at the same time, like, man, you're the guy. Like, Nathaniel Hackett is not the guy who's going to win Denver a Super Bowl. It's going to be Russell Wilson. So he should have just, like, went on his own and been like, no, like, we're calling a timeout, and then dealt with the
That would have been interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, the good news is the Broncos are going to be better as the season goes along. But with all the delay of games and, like, freaking out towards the end of the play clock, it just felt like a first-year head coach and a rookie quarterback, but it was a new quarterback in a new system and on a new team in a wild environment.
I mean,
yeah.
The Broncos podcast listened to, they brought up a good stat. Like, teams that did not play their quarterback at all in the preseason, I think, went 1-8 against teams that did play their quarterback. And, like, a lot of that to me is, like you said, new operation, new coach. Hackett is the head coach. This is his first time calling plays as a head coach. You got a new quarterback. You're in the loudest place in probably the NFL. You can't just roll out there and be like, all right, well, we're just going to figure this out on the fly. And so, like, I think that had a lot to do with it. But they still doubled up Seattle in yardage. They fumbled twice on the 1. They had a 1st and goal from the 3. Cortland Sutton, your boy, false started on a play that didn't even involve him. Like, they just made so many dumb mistakes. They had, like, 13 penalties. They gave the Seahawks 7 first downs on penalties.
Yeah.
Which is just...
Seahawks are going to be bad. I think Denver's going to be good, but that's one of those week 1 deals, kind of like Niners.
Bears.
The Bears.
And maybe...
You guys are living on a highlight for week 1, right?
Maybe Washington, Jacksonville, which I don't think Jacksonville's going to be that good, but I don't think Washington's that great either.
Who's got better odds of making the playoffs, the Commanders or the Bears?
Commanders?
Honestly, probably the Commanders.
The Bears are one of the worst teams in the NFL.
But imagine if they somehow get the Packers, they're going to beat the 2.
I'm not going to imagine
Hold on. If they do that, they're going to beat the 2 NFC 2 of the 4 favorites to make it out of the NFC this year.
Patrick,
Niners,
imagine.
I'm not saying it's going to happen.
No, you're right. But imagine I have a horn coming out of my head, and then I grow horse legs, and I turn into a unicorn.
You'd ruin that hat with the horn. That'd be unfortunate.
I do have to say, I didn't think I would like the Commanders unis, and I kind of did. At least the road unis week 1.
I thought the whites were going to be my least favorite, and I liked them.
I like the helmet a lot, too, the W. Speaking of. But enjoy your moment in the sun, because you guys are looking at best 9-8.
I like the best receiving core in the league with Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel, and Terry McLaurin.
Curtis Samuel will tear his hamstring by the 3rd week of the season.
My dad was kind of gassing me up, and I'm sure it was tongue-in-cheek, but he sent me a text Sunday and said, best receiving core in the league. And my response was, They got potential to be up there, but Curtis Samuel will get hurt in practice this week. So I said the exact same to him you said to me.
I mean, he's always right. I did see Tony Dungy tweeting about how good Jahan Dotson was.
Tony Dunn or Tony Dungy?
Dungy. Tony Dungy was like, I take back what I said about Jahan Dotson. Like, he looks like the best rookie receiver.
I hate to use this stupid phrase, especially for the second time on the show, and I use it sarcastically, but he's got the dog in him.
You used it the first time for good reason, though.
He's different. Like,
he's got the dog.
I've just seen so many Washington receivers who play for themselves, prima donna receivers. Terry McLaurin, dog.
Big team guy.
And Jahan Dotson, big team guy, mature. Like, I love those dudes. I love them. I'm excited. Anyway, Kenny Curling says his anger management rage room today is he has to listen to the damn intro Igoe song from Greenville to Blunt's Creek. Let him talk sports. I hate that intro.
I'm with you, Kenny.
Yep, but Kenny, we're obligated to do it. We said we were going to run that intro until one of us passes on.
It was definitely something to hear it live. And sometimes I'll turn it on in the car, and this was a whole nother.
It's a different experience being in the studio for it.
I can make it warp speed to where it would last like 20 seconds. So we'll end up just doing that eventually, but we got to keep playing it.
As long as you slow it down for the new.
Yeah, we'll do the new one, and we'll speed up the rest, and it'll be fine. All right, let's get y'all got to leave at 5:35
at least. Yeah,
soon.
Do you need to leave now, Patrick? You can. I'm gonna take a break.
Yeah,
we'll say goodbye.
Goodbye.
You did
Adios.
This is one of your better appearances, I think.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just glad I got the rage at the start.
That was good. Let that out.
And you were saying, not talk. Everyone had to, vent a little bit.
Yeah, let it out, man.
That's right.
And head over to the rage room if you can't get it all out, and beat up something. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Igoe we'll give out some awards for week 2 and briefly discuss Campbell as well when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Here today with Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood. Jeff, how's the service department?
Service is going great. Like I told you before, 2022 is the year of the customer. We've been voted #1 dealership in Greenville for 3 years in a row, and there's a reason why. For service, we still offer free pickup and drop-off, so we're trying to make it super convenient for the customer. And right now, our customers are repairing their vehicles more than ever.
How can people make a service appointment?
They can go to brownwood.net or dial 355-6080.
Hey Pirate Nation, Shimmer Boutique is your one-stop shop for all your tailgate essentials. This is Holt Nailers, and if you need a Yeti cooler, apparel, shoes, or accessories for the season, Shimmer has you covered. Shimmer Boutique is also the exclusive retailer in Greenville carrying the largest selection of built when broken gear for adults and youth. Be ready for game day and every day at Shimmer Boutique on Greenville Boulevard behind Starbucks and in Winterville across from Lowe's. Go Pirates!
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville. Do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best. Everybody loves burgers.
Take a hit from a 300-pound linebacker, and you better be wearing pads. Take a hit on the road, and you better have good auto coverage. When you've got North Carolina Farm Bureau Auto Insurance, you've got the best local agents ready to help you bounce back. If you don't, well, you'll probably play football without a helmet, too. In Pitt County, call Carlton Venters or C.J. Messerly at 252-756-3007. North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company. Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina Incorporated. Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi. An independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. The NIL deals are coming fast and furious. I'll have some thoughts after this. Just like Pepsi, Avery Jones from Havelock, born in Eastern Carolina.
It's that time of year again. Football season is upon us, and those of us that live in eastern North Carolina know what a special time of year it is. This is Landon Minges with Minges Bottling Group. I'm the fourth generation of my family to have the honor of distributing Pepsi-Cola products to my neighbors in eastern North Carolina. For over 75 years, my family has taken pride in this great responsibility, and we are proud to have remained locally owned and operated for over 7 decades. When you purchase a Pepsi in eastern North Carolina, you are supporting your community and keeping those dollars right here in your own backyard. Support local, drink Pepsi. Go Pirates.
It was just over a year ago that name, image, and likeness, or NIL, became a reality. The deals are extraordinary, and some of these deals are with American Athletic Conference schools. The teams ECU competes against. SMU is paying every football and basketball player $36,000 per year. At USF, the Bulls' offensive line has a deal with Hooters. It seemed totally crazy when, back in the spring, Ohio State coach Ryan Day said he needed $13 million for his football players. Now, quarterback C.J. Stroud, the odds-on favorite to win the Heisman Trophy, is cruising around Columbus in a $200,000 Bentley. What gave SMU the death penalty in the 80s is now legal and even applauded. Do you think things have changed with college athletics? Come on back again next time, and we'll visit inside the booth.
The Angus Grill is your premier spot for the best burgers, cheesesteaks, and brisket sandwiches around. Join us for our unmatched variety of burger combinations, from the mushroom bacon Swiss burger to the jalapeno popper burger to the original Angus classic. Pair that burger with our amazing onion rings, tots, fries, or sweet potato fries. Angus Grill, with 4 amazing locations in eastern North Carolina, including Winterville near Pitt Community College, on Jarvis Street in uptown Greenville, and on Statensburg Road near the hospital. It's the best burger around, guaranteed.
This is CJ Mayhew, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Live well, move more, and hurt less with Kinetic Physical Therapy. If you're recovering from an injury, getting back into sports, dealing with everyday pain or fatigue, then Kinetic Physical Therapy can help you get back on track and live well. Kinetic has nationally certified therapists for physical, occupational, speech, and massage therapy, all in a state-of-the-art facility on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. Visit kineticptgreenville.com for more information. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
All right, we're talking Pirate football with Stephen Igoe, but before we do, I forgot to do this. Thank you for reminding me, Tony Dunn. Shirley hit the question that Igoe had the audacity to ask Jack Powers.
Mentioned the 49ers. What happened on Sunday to them?
Yeah, that's tough.
How are you going to laugh at another man's team after what happened to your team?
I was not laughing. I was just asking a question with a chuckle.
I heard a chuckle.
I wasn't going, ha ha, what happened to the 49ers on Sunday?
I wish Jack knew what I know and said,
I mean, that would have been fine. We could have just both laughed in misery.
Man, it's got to suck to be on.
It's got to suck to be the Commanders. And
no, it doesn't.
Wow, you're 1-0. Enjoy your one-game winning streak.
Man,
By the end of the year, the Broncos and Niners will certainly be ahead of the Commanders. The Panthers might be.
Fine.
The Dolphins will be.
Great.
So enjoy your moment in the sun.
I am.
Who do y'all play this weekend?
The Lions.
Wow, you're going to be 2-0. Or y'all could lose to the Lions and it'd be the laughingstock of the NFL.
The Lions are favored.
The Lions are definitely winning that football game.
I know. I know. We stink in Detroit. We stink a lot of places, but we stink in Detroit.
I mean, you're going to lose to the worst team.
That is why I'm getting it in now, okay? Let me have it.
At least the Cowboys are going to be bad for a while.
Now that is a beautiful thing. That's got an extra pep in my step. Steven, offensive MVP from East Carolina's victory over Old Dominion. A lot of nominees. I'm going to give it to, and I want everybody to talk, but can I give my two runners up?
I mean, I guess.
My two runners up are Jalen Johnson and my guy, Rajee Harris. I'm going Keaton Mitchell with the 81-yarder.
Jalen Johnson for me. I mean, he's 9 catches for 93. We knew he could be a solid piece, but, I mean, he showed he could be like a number one go-to guy in that game.
Chandler, do you have an offensive MVP for East Carolina?
I'm going to go Jalen Johnson, 9 receptions. Johnson! So give me Jalen Johnson.
Defensive MVP. Watching the game live, I wanted to say, and this is hard to do, Igoe. I talked to Jeff Charles earlier and asked him, do we have a star on this defense, or is it a collection of good football players? I think it's the latter, right?
I don't really see a star right now.
I didn't know
isn't a bad thing.
Who to give this to. You'll have a better answer than me. Watching it live, I thought I saw, and the stats don't really say this at all, but I was going to say Elijah Morris, because he did have half a sack he was credited for, and just seemed like he was having his way down there, and only giving up 15 yards rushing and all that. I'm going to give the D-line credit. It turns out there's another guy who had a sack and a half, and another player who Chandler might say had a sack as well. I'll just go Morris. It's a defense with a lot of good players, and I'll give it to him this week.
Yeah, Elijah Morris, I mean, he definitely was a solid player. The whole D-line played well. He was actually included on my stock up 3 players, standout players from the game.
All right.
So he also caught my attention. Did really well against the run, playing nose tackle with Deontay Johnson out. So Elijah Morris, definitely a candidate. I thought the safeties played really well. Most of the blown coverages were on the corners just from rewatching the game. And so I'm going to go with Julius Wood as my MVP. He got the pick. He also played a really solid all-around game.
All right.
Who did you think I was going to say?
Your guy.
Jair Wilson?
No, see, this is the problem. You got too many guys.
How many guys do you have?
Your media day guy.
Jair Wilson's my top-notch guy.
Your media day guy.
Media day guy, yeah, Emmanuel Hickman. I'll go with him.
He had a sack in the game. I like this, Igoe. It says it's BR up, which is a breakup. But it looks like bird up.
Bird up.
And let's get to our bird up player of the game. Who made a play that stood out that was not an MVP?
I'm going to go with the guy that Igoe just said, Julius Wood, getting an interception.
It's kind of lame, but okay.
Rajay Harris, for me, the shovel pass. It wasn't the cleanest play in the world, and he had to kind of fight forward. Goal line reach, that was a bird.
Third down.
Yeah,
too,
third
right?
down. That's a bird up play to me. When you're just surging forward.
I take mine back. For some reason I was still on the defensive side of the ball. I'll go Keaton Mitchell's 81-yard run.
I'll go Isaiah Winstead. I just like when he makes plays. There was the one where he just got up.
He had one down the sideline that was disgusting.
I know. And he just gets up and he's like, I know I did that because that is what I do. Those are the things that I do. I put on this uniform, I go out on the football field, and I do this.
That's your guy.
I just, man. Which now I'm starting to have too many guys. Rajay's my guy, but I bought stock in Isaiah early on. Maybe later than a few. I bought stock in Isaiah before I actually saw him catch a pass in practice or a game or anything. But I think Isaiah Winstead's been my pick for this maybe the last couple weeks, or he was on my list last week. Best unit, Igoe. D-line?
Best units. You can go D-line. That's fine.
I'll go D-line.
I'm going to running backs.
Oh, man.
I mean, Keaton, Rajay, Marlon Gunn getting in on the action.
Yeah. Oh, dang. Bird up, Marlon Gunn. Bird up nominee. Best unit, Chandler?
I'm going to go receivers. I still like the distribution.
I do, too.
There.
I like it a lot. Worst unit, special teams?
Again.
Field goal protection.
Trying to block a man.
To be quite honest.
To get a kickoff?
But one time they just let a guy go free. The other time the interior guard got just pancaked by 2 guys. And you just can't have 2 PATs blocked in a season, let alone a game. That's just the issue.
So we had punt block week 1, 2 a missed extra point, missed field goal. Week 2, 2 blocked extra points. Owen Daffer made how many field goals?
He went 2 for 2.
All right,
and then the punting has just been not great. Kind of less than 40 yards.
Yeah.
So it just needs to be better.
I mean, he is 50 years old.
Give the man a break.
Somebody asked me if his legs are wearing down, and I guess they were being serious.
No, mate.
Xavier Smith, always talks about how old he is now and how it takes his body longer to recover. I mean, just think about what Luke Larson's going through right now. How about kickoff returns? Did that look any better to you, Igoe?
I feel like
Keaton had one good one.
Keaton had one for 27.
He almost broke it.
And I also feel like he was going a lot faster whenever on his initial takeoff too. Where last week it seemed like he was waiting a little too long to find some holes and get his blockers set up. But yeah, I thought there was some improvement there in the return game for him.
He's going to hit one this year, right?
For sure.
No doubt.
I mean,
he could be this week.
He made that one guy miss. He was gone.
It could easily be this week.
By the way, Mike Minner said on his press conference, he had some amazing quotes. By the way, he referred to Campbell as a Division II school, and he said, first of all, we have to make sure number 2 stays on the sideline. Fastest man in college football. Okay, this dude is fast. And then he went on to talk about him. So
we'll have to get that audio for tomorrow. But how about Campbell, Igoe? What over under 1.5 quarterbacks play against Campbell? I should go 2.5.
Yeah, I think over. I think they'll get 2 in. I mean, I think honestly Campbell is a solid team. Like they're very veteran. They got a good quarterback. They got a solid offensive line. So like ECU's not just going to be able to go out there and dominate the game like some people probably think they will.
Well, we've rated these FCS teams before when they're on the schedule. James Madison, really good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
A&T, kind of middle, like decent, not great.
Similar to Campbell in terms of talent.
So Campbell's there. Charleston Southern kind of caught us off, right?
Yeah, they were
not supposed to.
They were not supposed to be that good. They were probably a step below Campbell or similar to Campbell. But
who else? Norfolk State? Did we play them?
Norfolk State. They were on the schedule.
Not great.
Not great.
So Campbell's middle to good.
Yeah, I mean, it's just if ECU goes out there and turns the ball over 4 times, like they got enough playmakers where they can make plays and be in the game. I mean, it's just there's such a drop off in terms of depth. But I mean, you look at kind of every unit on their team. They've got a quarterback, they got a veteran running back, a couple solid O linemen that can play at the FBS level, a good receiver, defensive end. They got the Player of the Year in their conference. So I mean, it's just going to be not easy.
All right, we got to make picks. We got a minute.
1 minute. All right, let's do it.
ECU, I made up my own line, -30 against Campbell.
That's what the actual line is. I'm going.
I'm good at that.
I'm going ECU. I think they win like 42-10.
I've picked against East Carolina both weeks, and they've covered both weeks. So just for ECU's sake, I'm picking Campbell this week. Maryland, here's our AAC game. Maryland at home -3.5 against SMU. Interesting game. I'm going
Maryland.
I'm going Tua's brother in Maryland myself. NC State -10 at home against Texas Tech. Me too. I don't think Texas Tech is that good.
Coming off an emotional win.
Yep. Where
State had a week to prepare.
Lost. Oregon -3.5 against BYU.
Where at?
At Oregon.
BYU. Oregon got blasted by Georgia.
I know. I'll take BYU, and I love Texas A&M -5.5 against Miami.
Is it in College Station?
It is.
Yeah, A&M.
All right, picks are in. Thanks, Igoe.
What did we do last week?
Oh, sorry. For the year, you're 3-6. I'm 2-7.
Off to a good start.
Last week, we had a push in the stupid Texas Tech Houston game. I lost Pitt by a half point. You won that. So anyway, you're 3-6. I'm 2-7 on the year. Not great.
Experts.
See ya, Steve-O.
See you guys.
Take a time out as we do, Shirley. Let's open up the booty bag here on a Wednesday.
Booty everywhere. Booty everywhere.
Kenny Curlings has a bold prediction. Pirates throw a shutout.
I'm down with it.
That'll be the first time since I don't know.
Don't bring it up if you don't know, because I don't know. I don't have that information on me. I should, but I don't. What caller are we looking for, Shirley?
Caller 10.
And they will be receiving what?
A shrimp taco lunch courtesy of Chico's.
Oh, I had lunch there today. The ACP was delish.
All right, shrimp taco can be yours. Great camera work, Chandler. Just want to say you're doing a great job. We'll be back with more after this. What are you shaking your head at me for? What do you what?
Because Igoe was sitting over there, and he literally just left. Just let me alone.
Hey, Troy D here with my good friend Kelvin Rawls from Pest Tech. Kelvin, I just want to thank you and Chris and all the great folks at Pest Tech for such awesome service. You totally eliminated the mosquitoes in my backyard, plus the fire ant problem I was having in the yard.
Hey, you're certainly welcome, Troy. I have heard the same thing from all of our customers. With everyone being home, they want to enjoy the outside and being mosquito, fire ant, and pest-free.
Enjoy all your property from the kitchen to the curb. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com today for complete service.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for all you boat owners. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
Hello, Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and a multitude of advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,500 people, and we're one of the largest employers in our community and region. Pitt County Schools is currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. Come work for a diverse, thriving school system and be an important part of ensuring success for the students of Pitt County who are the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org. And remember, education is truly a team effort. Pitt County Schools. Live and lead. Have you experienced increased aches and pains recently? Have you heard of CBD? Hemp Garden is your premier CBD retailer in Eastern North Carolina. Do you find yourself having anxiety or in need of extra sleep support? Hemp Garden has a variety of Delta 8 and hemp-derived Delta 9 products that can assist with those issues. If you're unable to stop by the store, don't worry. Give them a call today at 413-6100 for a consultation, and they'll ship right to your door. Hemp Garden, 3040 South Evans Street in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville.
BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in Eastern North Carolina. With homes in Blackwood, Mills Creek, Dalton's Cove and Farmville, and Belmar and Ayden, they're constantly expanding. Now to Laurel Glen and Sarah's Way, plus the new duplex community at Abigail Trails. BMS Builders can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or ECU football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. Call 916-1578 for BMS Builders.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-style restaurant and bourbon bar with daily specials. And here's the lineup. Mondays feature $7 margaritas and half-price appetizers. Tuesday is stuffed seafood night. Wednesday is date night. Thursday is roasted smoked lamb chop night. Fridays is prime rib night. And Saturday is Italian night and is also Fred and Wilma night with our 36-ounce bone-in tomahawk steak just like the Flintstones. And on Sunday, it's our legendary brunch from 10 to 2. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
This is Ryan Jones, and you listen to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Congratulations to Jay Searles of Winterville. Picked up a shrimp taco lunch courtesy of Chico's. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's. And enjoy your favorites like shrimp tacos, steak and chicken fajitas, burritos, enchiladas, ACP, and more, plus ice cold cervezas. And Chico's famous margaritas are always available. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brown.
All right. Want to commend you guys and gals for doing a good job with the likes today. Make sure you get the subscribes up as well on YouTube. Just so we're updated here on our My Guys list. My guys are Rajay Harris and Isaiah Winstead. Chandler, your guys are two on the defensive side.
Yeah, I'm going to go on the defensive side, Emmanuel Hickman. And, man, I love Jair Wilson.
And Shirley left. I was going to ask if she had guys.
Sorry.
And I was going to play the Jair Wilson interview. So give me 1 second, Shirley. Do you have guys, Shirley, that we need to know about or right now?
My guy is going to be C.J. Johnson.
That's your guy?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, I'm not talking fantasy picks. We're talking about guys. Just your guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. C.J. Johnson. Johnson? I need a guy on the defensive side. I will make that announcement after Saturday's game.
Oh, I've got on the defensive side is Miles Berry.
Yeah, that's a good guy.
I could see you being an Xavier guy.
I am. I am. I like them all.
I do. I like Xavier.
You can't like both.
I'm going to have an honorable mention. Julius Wood.
No, we just got too many guys.
Just too many guys. What does that say about this team, though?
We like them all, man. We like our guys.
Oh, well, if I have an honorable mention, it's Tegan Wilkes.
We're just going to name the whole roster.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking Elijah Morris is my guy, but again, I will announce my defensive guy after week 3. But Chandler's guy, Jair Wilson, talked to the media yesterday. Let's hear that conversation, Shirley.
Well, Jair, you guys get your first win this past Saturday. How good did it feel to get that first one?
I felt good. Obviously, every win feels good. It felt good to get in the win column. Hopefully, we can look forward to piling those up these next couple of weeks.
Coach Houston said, he was, I don't know, frustrated the right word, but some of the cheap touchdowns he said you guys gave up on the back end. Is that a good thing to have those problems after a win versus a loss to fix?
I mean, obviously, yeah, I would say it's better after a win to have given those up, but obviously that's not something we want to put out there. It was a lot of mistakes that was really on our part. As a lot of those plays were just pretty much wide open touchdowns.
Is it when you watch that on film, though, is it good to be able to say, hey, we won by 18, but we can still be, I guess, a much better team?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly pretty much how we looked at it. We know we gave up some cheap plays, and we feel as if that game should have been more like a 50-7 win instead of 39-21 like it was.
What have you seen out of Chandre coming in with your group, Chandre Mims?
Oh, like through camp or just since we've been playing?
In general.
Yeah, Chandre, he's pretty much been what I've expected. I've known him for a few years now, since before he came here, but I knew he was a great pass rusher and played hard, and so some of the plays he made this past Saturday doesn't surprise me.
You talk about some of those, just broken plays. Is that just talking more or communicating? Is it kind of that stuff that needs to be cleaned up, or how? When you look at that on tape, is that something you say, hey, if we just talk about this, we can figure it out?
Yeah, pretty much that's what it is, just communicating across the back end, from safety to corner, just making sure everybody's hearing each other so that when we're doing, switching routes or whatever we have to do, that everybody hears each other and we're on the same page so players aren't running free.
Campbell this week, and they obviously have a dynamic quarterback. What challenges does a mobile quarterback like that kind of create?
Creates the challenge of you have to be more disciplined within your pass rush lanes. You can't leave too many gaps, can't get too far up the field. And as far as for the back end of the defense, you just have to stay disciplined and guard your receivers until the end of the whistle. Even as the quarterback scrambles, you have to find a guy, match him, plaster him. If you're in zone, get deep when he scrambles, stay in your zone. Just little things like that, stay disciplined.
How's the mood in the locker room after getting this first win? Has it changed a little bit since the first week?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a brighter mood around the locker room with finally getting in the win column, especially getting the first one. It just always feels good during a long season. So, like I said, hopefully we can build on this win and keep going.
Does last year's Charleston Southern game, does that serve as a reminder that you can't take anybody lightly, or do y'all not even think about that?
I mean, it does. It serves as a reminder, no matter who comes in here, you have to take every opponent seriously because it is college ball. Everybody can play, so you do have to take the same approach to every game, pretty much. Yeah.
Last weekend, the run defense was really good. Does that take a little pressure off you guys on the back end when you know that the opposing team's got really one-dimensional?
Yes, it does, because as a safety, you don't feel like you have to be as fast coming and fit the run and stuff like that, knowing that the front seven is handling the business. It allows you to relax a little bit and be able to play run or play pass first, then come down for the run when you need to.
We talked in the preseason about you playing some more safety. So how do you feel like that's gone, through the first 2 games for you?
I feel like it's going well. It's pretty natural for me because that's what I played all throughout high school. My first few years here, so it's been pretty natural to me. I feel good back there. I'm comfortable.
That pick against NC State, what was that feeling like when you potentially make a game-changing play in crunch time in the fourth quarter?
I felt good. I was in shock because I looked up and the ball was coming. I was like, oh, this is real. It felt surreal. I made the play, was able to put us in good field position and celebrate after. It felt great. I was happy that I was able to, like you said at the time, make a game-changing play. We didn't get the win, but it was still a big play for us.
I'm going to ask your high school past couple weeks. Just any thoughts on the stuff that happened down and back home?
Oh, you talking about the thing? Oh yeah. It's kind of sad. I was sad to hear that happened. I didn't think that wasn't something I really expected to wake up to or get a call about. But yeah, I just hope everybody back home can stay safe. Hope the kids are back in. Well, I know they're back in school now, so hopefully kids are feeling safe. Maybe there's more protocols being put in, just with more protocols, better procedures with kids, so they can feel more comfortable while at school. Because I heard it was a freshman who just started high school, his 4th day of high school, and he lost his life. So that's sad to hear.
Mature young man, Jair Wilson there, talking football and issues as well, and has been great this year, along with Gerard Stringer. And you got so many guys you can plug in right now with the East Carolina defense, which gets back to something we talked about with Jeff and Igoe earlier. This is a defense without stars, and I don't mean that as an insult. I just mean that it's a lot of good football players, and maybe somebody will rise. Jeff says if Jeremy Lewis can start getting to the quarterback, rack up those sacks, maybe he's the star on this defense. Maybe Malik Fleming is the next Jaquan McMillan and becomes a star. Maybe it's one of those safeties, Wood or Wilk. The linebackers in the middle. Does X take over? I don't know. I just think there's so many options. That's a good thing to have right now. Just all these guys playing at a pretty high level at the moment.
And a guy that we've heard all off season and leading up until the first game against NC State, and a guy that I think we might see this weekend and make plays is a pre-Washington that have we even seen him yet? If so, I feel like he hasn't really done a lot, but I'm very excited about to throw him in the mix of talent on this defensive side of the ball.
Speaking of guys we hadn't seen, flipping over to the offensive side, welcome back Josiah Hatfield to the fun.
First week back.
And I expect him to have...
He brings speed.
I'm going to say 3 for 50 on Saturday. How's that sound?
You know what? I'll go 4 catches, but I'll go just a little shy of you. I'll go 44.
All right. Who's the leading receiver on Saturday?
So
far, it's been C.J. Johnson and Jalen Johnson.
Jalen Johnson.
Do we have another Johnson on the roster?
Ben Johnson.
Who are you going to say?
Isaiah Winstead. What if he has a few of those deep balls where the guagis, where he goes up and gets it?
First Isaiah Winstead touchdown coming this Saturday.
Maybe folks. I'll say 6 for 118 for Isaiah, and maybe a touchdown. His first touchdown as a Pirate.
I like it. All right, let's take our final break. We'll come back, get ready to tie a bow on this Wednesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this.
Beauty
Beauty Bar Medispa wants to know if you are ready to fall into beauty. October 7th through the 14th, all services and products will be on sale. Botox, filler, painless laser hair removal, facials, RF microneedling, rejuvenating laser treatments to treat brown spots, wrinkles, texture, veins, and skin tightening. And now, the only facility in the area to offer non-surgical under-eye fat pad treatments. BeautyBarMedispa.com, Red Banks Road, Greenville. Go Pirates!
Welcome to US Cellular, where new and current customers choose any phone they want for free.
Free? Even the one with 5G and lots of storage?
Free.
And the one with the latest everything?
Free.
At US Cellular, any phone you see is free, whether you're a new or current customer. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
We all love using Uber Eats, DoorDash, and grocery pickup. It makes life so much easier. Well, now there is cellular delivery, and the team at Cellular Warehouse has perfected the process. They will deliver your new phone right to your door with all your information loaded on the new phone. And the best thing is there is no charge for this awesome service. And you don't have to waste half the day sitting in a cellular store. Call Toby Williams today at 252-799-7051 and let his team of experts make your cellular delivery today. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent, serving all of Eastern North Carolina.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles for my friends at Ed Watkins Marine. I've known Ed personally for years, covering his winning performances on the football field and on NASCAR's pit road. Now Ed is winning on the water, and you get to win too. You win with awesome prices on boats from Ed Watkins Marine, and of course, great service after the sale. If you're looking for a new boat, contact Ed Watkins Marine today. They will deliver anywhere. Find them online at edwatkinsmarine.com and tell them the voice sent you.
When it comes to hauling dirt, asphalt, or stone, you can trust the pros at First and Goal Hauling Incorporated. They have a fleet of dump trucks ready to get the job done. And best of all, it's owned and operated by ECU football alum Dakota Marshall. When you have a big job and you need it done right, count on First and Goal Hauling, where it's a touchdown every time. Keep up with Dakota Marshall and First and Goal Hauling by following them on Facebook today.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Holt Nailers, and when it comes to getting your family together, there's no better place than Familia, which is Italian for family. Familia is the place I like to bring my football family, especially my offensive linemen. Whether it's great New York style pizzas, homemade meatballs, lasagna, chicken parmesan, or delicious homemade desserts, Familia is a winning play every time. For dine-in or takeout, make Familia your go-to play when you have a hungry team. Familia on Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College. Go Pirates!
Do you want to feel healthier and have more energy? The secret is all in what you eat. At Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness, we have certified dietitians to provide you with accurate advice on the eating plan and the lifestyle choices that you need to make to help you live well. You need more than just an internet search to be able to get a plan that fits your unique needs. Your dietitian will customize an eating plan that is specific to your goals, your budget, and your lifestyle, while providing coaching along the way so you can live well. Sign up today at kptonline.com.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Are you having an event, party, or fundraiser? Call Sparky's to come on site. Remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com to see where they'll be next.
Hey everybody, this is David Glenn, and you're listening to my favorite station in Eastern North Carolina, Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. It was a better day for the stock market today. The Dow rose 30 points, closed out at 31,135. NASDAQ was up 86 at 11,719. And the S&P S&P was up 13 at 3,946. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors Stock Market Report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, looking at the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Da Buck. White Sox blanked by the Rockies today 3-0. Astros beat the Tigers 2-1. Guardians keep winning in the AL Central. The Angels have clinched another year with no postseason despite having Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani. Guardians beat the Angels 5-3. The Braves are losing to the Giants 4-1 in the 7th, and I still have the TV on the Mariners, who continue to drop bombs. They have 4 singles today against the Padres. They have 3 home runs, and it is 6-0 Mariners over the Padres on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Da Buck. Later tonight, Orioles still trying to have a miracle finish here and make the playoffs. They take on the Nationals here on Pirate Radio. So if you can't watch it, no problem. It'll be right here for you on Pirate Radio. And the Cardinals are in action tonight at home against the Brewers. Couple of things here. Adam Wainwright and Yadi Molina will set the record for most games started by a battery crew, pitcher, catcher. So Wainwright and Molina will set that record. And Shirley, why is that relevant to Pirate fans that the Cardinals are playing tonight?
Mr. Alec Burleson is playing right field tonight.
In the lineup. So Alec Burleson. And I wonder if Cliff and company are still up there.
I don't know.
That was cool to see them up there.
They were there last night.
Yeah.
Maybe they hung around for one more, and they'll get to see them start tonight.
That would be cool. And to see a little bit of history in terms of baseball, because I don't think
that... Wow, you just went a little bit and in terms of.
In terms of. Wow. Because that record may not be broken again.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive for those guys to play that long together.
And I want to make this public. It's official. For the second straight game, yours truly and Clip Brock will be in Daddy Ficklin Stadium watching the Pirates play.
You're going to learn more about Campbell on Saturday, aren't you?
Boom.
Bingo.
Well done, Shirley. Way to wrap it up. Thanks for tuning in today. We're back with you Thursday on Pirate Radio Live. Kevin Monroe will join us. Troy D will be here. We'll sprinkle in a little Mully, perhaps a big man on campus, Jeff Nadeau, and maybe, just maybe, first time post-surgery, Tony Collins might be joining us as well. So we'll have a big show for you on Thursday. A lot of audio, too. You can see the video of Mike Houston, Donnie Kirkpatrick, Blake Harrell tonight on social media. We'll have the audio for you on Thursday. Thanks for tuning in. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live.